Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Hey, don't know Boobay got one of the flyest legal commercials, lawyer commercials out. That's a fly ass Boobay. If you're watching this, I don't think I've ever told you that's a fly ass commercial. In fact, we're gonna play it one more time. Let's play it. Let's run it back one more time. That's a fly ass commercial. Let's run it back one more time.
At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
All right, peace, fam. We are live again. Donnie Samir, Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit that like button. And please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one. We are rolling to Cape Town next month, March 25th through April 2nd. March 25th through April 2nd, we are rolling to Cape Town. We are also going to Senegal in May. That's May 9th through the 18th for the Jazz Festival. Then we're going to Nigeria in August for Oshun. That's August 2nd to 11th. Then we're going to head to Zanzibar for some seafood and fun and beaches and sand and all that good stuff. And that is September 20th to 29th. And then in November, we're going to finish it off with a 2-for-1er. We're going to do Ghana and Ivory Coast. So if you are interested in joining us, again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo.Africa. We will love to host you. Again, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. Here's the site. You will know where you're at when you come here. Here's the site, right? Oops, wrong button. But here's the site. Bam. And also make sure you subscribe to the newsletter and join the mailing list. And when you guys join the mailing list, I'm going to actually call you. All right, you are going to get a personal phone call from me when you subscribe to the newsletter and join the mailing list. You're going to get a call from me. All right, so don't be shocked because I'll call and people are like, oh my God, Dynasty, I can't believe you're actually calling. I told you I was going to call. Again, I told you I was going to call. So do not be shocked when you hear from me. Again, do not be shocked when you hear from me. Let's jump into today's topic. Is it the white man or black sellout culture that's holding Africa back? Or is it both? And the thumbnail of this video is of Blaise Compaoré and Thomas Sankara. And it was Blaise Compaoré who killed Thomas Sankara. It was Mobutu who set up and betrayed Patrice Lumumba. It was that shady Black Panther that infiltrated the Black Panthers and set up Fred Hampton. It was black men that killed Malcolm X. In fact, let's even though my Nation of Islam brothers want to play hot potato or deflect and make excuses when it comes to who killed Malcolm X. But again, it was black men. Some were cleared. Again, some were cleared. But again, it was black men who killed Malcolm X. So is it okay? One, black sellout culture. Two, black people. Second equals both. So that's what's going on. And this guy had the audacity. Well, he apologized. In fact, let's play this video real quick.
Do you know how much your transfer credits could save you? That's real money, real time, real results. Meet TransferPath, a free app from.
Reactions have begun to follow the apology by Burkina Faso's former president, Blaise Compaoré. In a letter read out to the media on Tuesday, the former Burkinabe leader asked the family of Thomas Sankara and the Burkinabe people for forgiveness for all the crimes committed under his rule. You have not been condemned or punished yet. You have not even recognized your acts. You deny justice. You even defy it. And at the end of the chain, when you see that there's no other way out, you come and ask for forgiveness. This is a forced pardon. It's as if he was forced to ask for forgiveness.
C'est un pardon forcé. C'est comme si on l'a forcé à demander pardon.
In Ouagadougou, the opinions of Burkinabe citizens are mixed, as they consider the manner and sincerity of the request for pardon of the former head of state sentenced in absentia to life in jail for the 1987 assassination of Thomas Sankara. Given that the sentence has already been passed and that he recognizes that he was wrong and wants to apologize, I think we should really put all that aside and then work together to be able to be strong in the face of this situation. For me, it's first of all a gesture that should be welcomed. I am still frustrated by the letter. What is my frustration? Well,
Je
in
sens que
fact, I
depuis le
feel
début du problème,
that
la
since the
justice est en
beginning,
train d'être
the issue
occultée.
of justice has been
Si
obscured.
on
If they
avait
had simply
simplement
put
mis
at the
à
end
la
of the
fin
letter, I place myself
de
at
la
the
lettre,
disposal of my
je le
country's
mets à
justice
la
system,
disposition
I
de
would
la
have
justice
applauded
de mon
this.
pays. Moi, j'aurais applaudi.
Compaoré has been living in exile in neighboring Ivory Coast since being ousted from power by mass protest in 2014. He returned to Burkina Faso for several days this month without facing arrest.
Guys, I'll put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. It was Kenyan leadership who sold out the Mau Mau. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I don't know. Did Blaise Compaoré ever get locked up? I think he was sentenced, but did he ever get sent to jail? Like, is he in jail? Anybody know? Okay, he got sentenced to life in prison. He got 30 years. But is he actually in jail? Like, where's he locked up at? It's an interesting question. Where's he locked up at? Yeah. Did he, like, where is he locked up at? I don't think he's even in jail.
Help? Now there are TurboTax experts right in your neighborhood.
Mariam Sankara, Thomas Sankara's widow, enters the courthouse in Ouagadougou, ahead of a verdict that she's been waiting for, along with millions of Burkinabés, for 34 years. A military tribunal has sentenced former President Blaise Compaoré to life in prison for facilitating the assassination of Sankara, his predecessor.
Look at his
La
bomb.
vérité judiciaire vient nous édifier sur les responsabilités individuelles du président Compaoré, du général Tédéré et autres sur l'assassinat prémédité du capitaine Sankara et de ses collaborateurs.
Thomas Sankara remains to this day an iconic leader for his sweeping socialist reforms in Burkina Faso, a country which he himself renamed. In 1987, after just 3 years as president, he was killed along with 12 of his entourage. Aluna Traoré is the only survivor. In October, he said Sankara was murdered for loving his people.
Le procès ne pourra pas nous restaurer nos rêves. Nous avions rêvé de Burkina. Nous avions une idée de ce que pouvait être notre pays. Hommes valeureux, courageux, qui s'assument et qui assument leur destin.
Blaise Compaoré's lawyers had called it a political trial. Compaoré ruled for 27 years until his ouster in 2014 and was sentenced in absentia because he's in exile in Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay, he's still in Côte d'Ivoire.
10 others were also handed prison sentences for their involvement in the
why is this dude? Hold on, I'll go back to this. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Look at this. Look at this. Why you sleep in court? Y'all, I mean, look at this. Why are you sleep? Oh, Jesus.
Their involvement in the assassination, and 3 defendants were acquitted.
A visionary, a revolutionary, the son of a nation for the nation.
Yeah, he's in Ivory Coast still. So he won't serve a day in prison, more than likely, unless he gets extradited, which is, yeah, unless he gets extradited. So French headquarters in Africa, which is Côte d'Ivoire, that's where he's in exile, you know. But guys, links in the chat room, if you want to call in and add to the conversation. Here we go, Africa. Go ahead, Africa. Unmute yourself. Africa, mute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I don't know why I can't speak through my headphones. Let me log in and come back in, Dinah.
Okay. Well, guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, click on the link. Again, link is in the chat room. And you guys, don't be stingy with the super chats. I can't wait. So, guys, this picture, this profile pic, that's on the screen, that's me and Jenny. And thanks to Barack Obama, because of what he did in Libya, which has completely affected the Sahel, I can't really go because of the safety issues. Thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you. But that's Jenny. All right, we'll wait for Africa to come back on, get his headset together. Come out fighting. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Thanks for having me on your show. I find it kind of interesting. I think it's a little bit of both. You know, the leaders definitely, because it's their job to educate the people, and then you look at the people selling out. It's a bad recipe. You know, there was a situation with the leaders that were having problems with Trump, and they said they were happy being happy vassals, but they could not live with being an unhappy slave. Africans and even Black people in America seem to love being an unhappy slave and a happy slave. We prefer these positions. There's a situation going on now in Africa with Peter Thiel that's in Benin, and the president is about to give them land, or there's supposed to be a deal to where they're going to have their own city to where they could do experiments on Black people. And I'm just like, what is going on with Africa? Why are these people allowing these white people to come in their country and just do whatever they want? Donald Trump
did you read the some of the Epstein files? What Bill Gates was trying to do to Nigerian women?
Yes, Melinda Gates basically washed her hands of it, and she came out and basically said that's what he was doing. I mean, this is well documented and known. Even Donald Trump, they wanted to do a hepatitis B vaccine that's been untested. They won't allow it in America, but then they want to do it in West Africa. I don't get these leaders. I don't understand them. I just don't understand what's going on. They cannot protect the people. They will not protect the people. It's sad. It's really sad. I feel sorry for them.
All right, go ahead, Tarka.
Hey Don, how you doing, man? Yeah, I sent you that video today. Did you get a chance to research it and see? Did you call your people up in Benin?
I'm actually researching it right now. It seems. Go ahead, Taraka. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at this point, right? So it wasn't like this before, but at this point, 2026, yeah, the Black culture are to be blamed at this point. You see what I'm saying? Because it's painful when you defy them. It's a lot of pain that's going to come to you, but you have to be able to endure that pain. You see what I'm saying? Just like the people in the Sahel are doing. It's not just the leaders in the Sahel that are doing it. It's the people most of all. They're the one who's enduring the suffering to free themselves. You see what I'm saying? So at this point, I mean, things are happening now that I thought it would have been unheard of right now, bro, because especially in Nigeria, Ghana to some extent, you see what I'm saying, and many other African countries, all over Africa. I mean, it's incredible the mindset or the scared culture. They're terrified what could happen to them personally, right? Which, yes, it can happen to them personally, and what could happen to the country economically. But economically, there's a way to shield the countries now. You see what I'm saying? There is a way to shield the country, and Abraham Traoré is proven there is a way to shield themselves personally, right? So it's serious that that you're a target once you defy them, but there is a way to shield themselves. That's what I'm gonna say for now.
Okay, Africa, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I hope everyone is well. So yeah, you were showing the late rest in peace Thomas Sankara, one of our great leader in Africa, and also that guy is hard to look at, Blaise Compaoré, you can see the coolness in Blaise, for example, we CD will tell you that Liberia, Sierra Leone, we've suffered a lot because of that guy. Okay, and he's a coon. He is a master of the coonry. I would name certain leaders in Africa that are still alive that are slave masters. He is one of them. The one in Nigeria that's currently there is one of them. The guy in Benin is one of them. Okay, and so yeah, you can see how dangerous these people are. So the question is, yes, it's both. It's a sellout culture. It's one of them, definitely. I would say that's come to the top in my mind. And I don't want to be tribalistic at all, but there's something about the Yoruba tribe of southern Nigeria. I don't want to do this, but
I don't think you should talk about tribe, bro. I really don't.
No,
Not tonight.
that's very rich comment. Okay, no, let's just make this clear. Okay, you go back to history; they're the first people that started transatlantic slave trade, and you look at their history throughout West Africa. They have always involved in colliding with outsiders, against the locals. I live in the UK at the moment. Okay, the worst thing that we actually have at the moment is a black woman who is Kemi Badenoch. She's a Yoruba woman. She's a sellout. We call her Kemi Coconut. Even the white people calling her Kemi Coconut. Okay, for a reason, because she is she is worse than Donald Trump. Okay, she's a white person. Okay, it's like people, African Americans should be wary with certain type of people who are coming to America calling themselves Southern Nigerians. I'm going to make that clear. These people have been indoctrinated into white supremacy, over the years, and
I have to disagree, because out of all of the, I would say between the Home, which is Benin, with the phone, the Akan in Ghana, the Shanti, and then the Yoruba, these three or four ethnic groups are really the only ethnic groups that have really kept their culture intact.
Yeah, in the expense,
Christianity, like they have really kept the culture intact. Like you can't say that.
Okay.
And then I will also include the Mende as well as another one.
Yeah,
but when it comes to Fulahs, they're all Muslims. And
not all.
And not to be tribalistic, they're the one encroaching and forcing other Africans into Islam.
Okay. I'm glad that you made that point. I'm glad that you made that point. Okay. And okay, if you look at history and presence, okay, I'm talking about colliding with the white supremacists. Is instead of having to be someone, if we put religion aside, of course they have kept their traditional religion, which I commend them for that, but in the expense of other people. Okay, so that's not Pan-African. That's not loving your race. It's more like loving the tribe. And the reality of that, you actually have just proven my point. Kemi Badenoch have said she is not here to represent Black people or Nigerians. She's here to represent Yoruba first, okay? And she made that clear. And she's one of the people who used to bash Nigeria on public media as a politician to a point where he actually gained attraction. So you can see there's a lot of contradiction in a lot of these people. 1 minute they like to be Pan-African, and also you cannot name me one Pan-African from that region who actually resist foreigners. These people are, for example, the Fulani might be bringing other African people into religion, but that's not the entire aspect of Black freedom. Okay, having a sovereignty is different to having a different religion. That they're two different things.
Yeah.
So to say because someone,
no, Africa, they're literally funding jihadists like this.
No, they are funded. They are funded. Yeah.
In northern Nigeria, this cattle association, like the president of it, just got arrested for funding jihadists.
Right. Okay. He's just making it up as he goes along. He's just as bad as the Yorubas. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is because is because he is not really a Muslim. Okay. They're not Muslims. They are not Muslim. They are actually animists. Okay. These people are hiding behind Islam, to do what they're doing because they think they can gain more attraction by doing that. Okay, and that's a fact. Miyetti Allah is not a Muslim gang. The ISWAP, Boko Haram, Lakurawa, these are the Islamic jihadists, and people need to get this clear because that's what all the research shows. So I understand if he's involved in the killing in the middle belt of Nigeria with the cattle herders who are majority enemies, the least Islamic group in the Fulani group is the cattle herders. If you know Fulani very well, the cattle herders are the ones that do not follow Islam at all. They don't hide it. They follow this black magic thing. Okay, this is why the hat that they wear they got something on them they call talkuru, which is made with leather. This is pure African Sahelian religion. It's got nothing to do with Islam. And they feel like this.
I disagree because I'm around Fulani. I'm around Fulani cattle herdsmen when I'm in. They're in a showbo as well. They're definitely Muslim. They pray. They pray 6-7 times a day. They don't miss a prayer.
5 times. 5 times.
Yeah.
But I don't see there's something that's scared about Abrahamic religion, Diners. I understand that. Well, when people always saying Christian and Islam is a problem of Africa, I disagree with that because in Europe, in England, for example, these people were never believing Christianity. In fact, the Romans were very brutal to the British when they came here, to the English people. They nearly wiped them out. They're chopping their heads off, forcing them to be Christian. But today, if you look at the Roman Empire, is the most, and the remnants of the Roman Empire have become the most powerful group of people on the planet. So really, truly, it's not to do. It's not really to do with the religion itself, it's to do with the people. So that's the reason why I don't blame the religions. I blame the people who are practicing the religion
it's the religion, bro. Christianity and Islam, both of them are enslavers. Okay, both of those religions.
Yes, I mean, and African religion also.
Don't fuck both of those fucking religions. Okay, it has nothing to do with black people, both of them.
And then if I can interject real quick, so during colonialism, especially in North Nigeria, the Hausa Fulani are the ones that actually struck a deal with the British. That's why they have the amount of power they have in the north.
They fought them. They're the only people that fought the British also. Though. So
well, they tried. They tried and they lost.
They fought them. The reason why
that Gatling gun, but then they ended up
negotiating. The reason why the British left. Okay, the British have already encountered the Fulani and the Hausa and the Manding tribe of the Mali Empire, so they know these people are very organized. Okay, they have a different culture and different setup. For them to this is different. This is coming from different British colors. Okay, for them to actually rule the northern Nigeria was really hard. So they realized the group down south, they're much more easier to rule than those in the north. So that's the reason why they work with the north against the south. And they realize the only people that can rule Nigeria, today, I can prove that to you. Look at how the state of Nigeria is the people from the north. The northerners are the only people that can rule Nigeria, apart of Buhari, who was mentally unstable. As I said that, the man had PTSD from the war, fighting the Tuareg in the Chadic War. Apart of him, all the northern Nigerian leaders managed to keep peace in that country and kept it intact. But anytime you have a southerner who rule Nigeria, there's always a problem like now what you got, because they're deemed to be weak, they collide with the West, They're very cunning. And they're very tribalistic. They're not nationalistic at all. The most powerful and loved leaders, okay, most powerful and better leaders in Nigerian history is the Southern Nigerian saying this is late Musa Yar'Adua, who's a Fulani, and Sani Abacha, who is a Kanuri from the north. All the others, they came in, they loot like Obasanjo, yeah, loots, him and Atiku, they helped themselves out. And
Hold
I don't know
on.
about those.
Sani Abacha didn't loot.
Okay, very good. If you look at what Abacha was doing,
Abacha
okay,
didn't loot.
if you look at what Abacha was doing,
I read an article yesterday. They're still uncovering Abacha loot in Europe that is being sent back, being repatriated back to Nigeria. To this day.
He's right. He's right.
Just a couple months ago. Just a couple months ago, Abacha had money.
Do you know why?
Account and they're repatriated back to Nigeria.
Do you know why there is a different report why those monies were put away? Is because Abacha was banned from. Remember, it was Abacha sanctioned during his time in tenure.
Oh man, we gotta stop.
I mean, who the hell care? Britain control Nigeria. Period.
They control, but British and the French control most African countries. That's true, but depending on what you can get from them.
So what's the problem? I mean, they do.
No, the problem is some people better managing it so than other people. That's the problem. That's the reality.
What? Britain is better at managing it? That's what you're saying?
No. Listen, basically what some people know how to manage in Nigeria. Some Nigerian groups know how to manage the country better than the others because of their nationalistic mindset. But they're not.
Are you saying the Hassa Fulani are nationalist, are tribalistic?
No, I said they're more they're nationalistic. They're nationalistic.
Islam. I mean,
I think they're more Islamic than anything.
Hold on, Willie. Africa. There's parts in northern Nigeria where a Christian has to get permission from a Muslim, from an imam, in order to preach their sermon. So you being a Christian, you have to go to an imam in order to get permission to preach a sermon.
What state is that, Dennis? What state is that?
I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, we're still going into religion again instead of nationalism and development and sovereignty. They're three different things.
But they can work hand in hand. Like even here in America.
No,
it's in Niger State. It's in Niger State.
Well, Niger State. Thank you. Niger State is Nupe State. Okay, Niger State. The majority Nupe people. They're not Hausa. They're not Fulani. We mix with the Nupe. The Fulani are mixed with the Nupe, 100%. But they're not Hausa Fulani. Just to answer your question. All right, they're Nupe. They're Nupe. Yeah, go on.
My name is Wally. I'm connecting from Germany, and I would like to engage my dear brother. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Yoruba man, and there's a lot of misinformation right here, and I just have to kindly make some corrections, please. I'm an historian, by the way. And I'm also a mechanical engineer trained in Nigeria. I want to ask my dear brother, Africa, are you a Nigerian, sir?
No, I am not. I am not Nigerian. I'm not from Burkina Faso. I'm not from the Sahel.
Yes or no question. It's a yes or no question, sir. So that we don't.
No, I am not. No, I am not. Thank God for that. I can't. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to answer that question.
You said no. Let him get the floor back.
I want to ask a question again. I said, have you lived in Nigeria before, sir?
I said, I'm not going to answer that question.
No, you have to be honest.
Yeah, respectfully, that's a little disingenuous if you're going to have such a strong opinion. We would respect someone that's been to the land a bit more.
You see, sir.
I have been to Nigeria times and times. I knew about the situation in Nigeria. That's
you don't know anything.
Sir, you do not know Nigeria, sir. You know nothing about. What you know about is what you've read about Nigeria. But if I may ask for you to make such strong statements about Nigeria, I have to really simmer down because I'm just so happy that my dear brother is online, Omoba. because it's true that we should also refer back to history now, because a lot of people do not know how Nigeria came about. And there's some things that you guys are going to hear for the first time, every one of us here, except me. Now, Nigeria.
How do you know that? How do you know that the other people don't
Let
know?
him speak. Let him talk. Don't interrupt him. Let him talk.
Now, I'm going to start with actually where my awakening also started. I've been following you, Black Guru, for ages, man. I was one of your earlier subscribers, and I was rejoicing for the moment you started going around Africa and you came into Nigeria. I just knew that, yeah, you're on the right course, sir. Now, the 15, you can also Google as I'm talking, the oldest map that you can find out there from the medieval times. I'm not talking about the Greek maps or the Roman maps or the Arabian maps. I'm talking about the Sebastian Münster map of the 1500s. At that time, a lot of things, even that you have in your Bibles, were not written. You see, what people do not know about what the so-called Nigeria was more or less like the spiritual center of the whole of Africa. Nigeria is the birthplace, the cradle of civilization, testified by the Greeks as a land of the blacks. And that was the name that was known that back in the days, in the time of the Greeks, was Ethiopia, Ethiopia, which is still existing in Nigeria directly. Now, if you look on the Asian map of Africa, because that map is a map that is amazing. It's a map that contains, it's like few things on the map that you see also in the Bible that speaks of the whole entire African civilization that were all over the world. Right. I'll start with the first word, Ethiopia. We are done with that. Then the next one is Regnom, which means kingdom, Ogene, which means kingdom of God, using the modern term God. Then the next one, you see the one-eyed beast, the one-eyed cyclopean beast. Then the fourth one, you see that stripe that comes from the Atlantic Ocean upwards, is called the Lower Niger. That is the Euphrates. Now, for those who know a little bit of history now, you know that that is also what is connected to the labeling that you see on the African map.
Hey, brother Wole. So we have other guests that need to.
No, bro.
Yeah, but we don't need no Bible teaching.
Yeah.
We don't want to go through all of that, man. We got time.
I get it, but we have other guests.
No, sir. Where I'm going to is that
make your point
about Nigeria.
We don't want patient. We don't want to know Nigeria history, bro. We just want to.
And that's only 15th century. We have history that goes beyond that.
No. It's about what happened in the 1600s that have been erased from history that we found here in Germany. The whole missing part of our history is here. It's hidden here. I'll stop here.
Let me pass the mic.
Forget about Germany and them crackers over there, bro.
Okay, let me pass the mic. Whoa, I gotta pass the mic, my brother, my brother. I gotta pass.
Be respectful, then, right? Be respectful.
Go ahead, CD.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the topic is some sellout, right? So specifically Thomas Sankara. So Blaise Compaoré, he was used by Francois Mitterrand. He was probably the late president of France. And then he went through Félix Houphouët-Boigny, the late president of Ivory Coast, to kill Thomas Sankara. But their plan was to use the Liberian rebel, Charles Taylor and Prince Johnson, to help Blaise Compaoré to eliminate Thomas Sankara. So in that way, they can have access to Burkina Faso and the Ivory Coast to go and destroy all these other three countries. So the plan came from France. But if you look at Blaise Compaoré and Thomas Sankara, they were raised by Blaise Compaoré's parents. They grew up from the same household, right? They were almost like a cousin, right? So if he is apologizing for whatever happened in Burkina Faso, he invested all his money in Ivory Coast. I know some of his property in Yopougon. He invested a lot. He got hotel running, right? And he married Felix Ofoin Boyin daughter. Felix Boyin daughter that was married to the late William R. Tobo's son, A.B. Tobo. He married that. So everything that he did to Burkina Faso, if he can retain all the resources and apologize, that would be great. But he stole a lot of money from Burkina Faso and invested in both France and Ivory Coast, right? So he was completely sell out, and you see Ibrahim Traore is doing well. He's bringing the nation back together. He's carrying on development. That's why he's coming to apologize. So I think he just a complete sellout. And the sellout is continuing again because even if you look at Guinea, especially Guinea, the guy that was there, Alpha Conte, he was fighting the Sékou Touré for years, right? He wanted to come into power, and the French helped him. He came, he became the president of Guinea Conakry. But then he realized the French, they were exploiting Guinea, right? They wanted to have access to Guinea, started going against the French. So what the French then did, they used Mamadi Doumbouya, who was a liaison officer from France, and overthrew him in Guinea. Guinea was the only country that the French been fighting for a long time to have control over because they have a lot of resources. I would say Guinea probably is the richest country in West Africa. So it's so many sellouts are going in Africa, but the French will always go through that because they know the tribal system in Africa, right? Before they get in touch with the sellout, they want to know how the power structure is, how the tribal line is. They will infiltrate the system based on that and eliminate all our good leaders, right? So France is causing a lot of trouble, but again, we are the reason why we are so weak, and we are the reason why they're eliminating all our good leaders. But even with this guy again, Nasumbe Yadima from Togo, the guy who took independence for Togo, the brother stupid guy they called Nasumbe Yadima, he overthrew him. He was in power for years. He died, he put his son there, young Yadima. Up to this time, they have control over Togo, they have control over Benin, they have control over Cameroon, Ivory Coast, so it's sad. So I want to really name for now. So.
All right, go ahead, Bang. After Bang is Willie.
Okay, how's everybody?
Good.
It's
We're
a
good.
good title, right? It is a good title, right? Is there a black man, sellout culture? Obviously, it's yes. Obviously, it's yes, right? And then the picture has Thomas Sankara and then Blaise Compaoré, right? Thomas Sankara, is a Fulani man, absolutely, right? So at the end of the day, if we use them as a so-called Pan-Africanist, right? Remember now, he's a Fulani man. But let's go to Ghana real quick, right? Ghana was overthrown. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown by technically a sellout, right? Ghana is mostly Christian people.
And they named the airport after the sellout, which is crazy. Go ahead.
Yep. That's exactly where I was taking it. That's exactly what I was taking it. Thank you. That's exactly what I was taking it, right? Imagine you have a statue. So you use that, you separate that person internationally.
Your phone is breaking up, bro.
And then the person.
We can hear him. Just carry on.
You're fine.
Yes, we can.
The individual that overthrew that individual, you then name that person as international airport. I mean, make it make sense now. Make it make sense now. That's kind of strange and weird too. But who control Ghana, so-called Ghana? The Akans, right? So-called Shantis and everything, right? I mean, these are the same people now. Majority of them are Christians.
Man, leave Christianity and Islam out of it, bro.
Just speak straight. Hey, don't worry. If it's Islam or Fulas, Africa, and Bang Bang, here they come. They gonna.
No. I think people are willing to defend Christianity.
Islam, man. Here come Africa, and Bang, man.
It is a part of the conversation.
No, it's important. You look at You look at the Mandinka, right? Mandinkas are like what? Probably 95% Muslims. The Solikis as well. The what you call the Wolof as well. But then why is only the Fulanese always come up when you talk about Islam? You know,
Biafran propaganda.
You understand me, right?
Nigerian propaganda.
Mandinka is very important in West Africa. They hold a lot of power in West Africa. You know, Wolof over there too, in Senegal. And then the history of the Wolof, right? The Wolof was bought by the French people. The French people used the Wolof to control Senegal. A lot of people don't understand it. The British used the Wolof to control Gambia as well.
Bang, bang,
So
bang.
if you really
Hold
talk
on,
about sellouts,
hold on, bang. Give me the Wolof example of what's going on in northern Nigeria right now, or the Sahel.
Okay, northern Nigeria, right? You keep saying the president of Nigeria is a Yoruba.
Man,
right? The vice president. Hold on. The vice president. Is he a Fulani?
Well, when I say bang, all I'm saying is give me an example of the Wolof.
Let me give you an example.
Let me make my question more clearer. Give me an example of the Wolof jihadists. I go to Senegal all the time. I go to Senegal all the time.
But Wolof is only in Senegal.
Exactly. And also, Dynasty, you don't understand. Those people that you call Fulani in northern Nigeria are not only just Fula. These are people who came with.
Let me give you a name.
He brought up the Wolof.
Let me give you a name of a
Give me an example of the Wolof jihadists.
No. Let me give you a perfect example of a Nigerian, right? That came out. He used to work for the CIA for over 10 years. Over 10 years. He came out public and said he was a CIA agent in the 70s. You know his name? Samuel Ogun, something like that, right? He was a Yoruba man.
Oh,
he
man.
came out publicly. No, look it up. Look it up if I'm not lying.
I'm sure there are CIA agents in all ethnic groups. I mean, but even Black America.
But his role was different. His role was different. His role was different. His role was very important. His role was very, very important as well.
Every CIA sellout, the roles are important for the CIA.
Dennis, I know a Rasta from Jamaica. He was in the CIA. He's a friend of mine.
That's what I'm saying. Every single ethnic group had a CIA sellout. I don't understand your point,
Dennis,
The Wolof is not. Yeah, they're not that powerful in West Africa. They're only in Senegal.
No, they're minor. Even in Senegal, to be honest with you.
But that's my point. Like, I don't know any Wolof jihadists. I know a bunch of northern Nigerian jihadists.
Can I ask you a question?
Dennis,
okay.
let me ask you a question.
1 second.
I can walk around
hold on, 1 second.
Senegal and not have to worry about jihad.
Dennis,
any part.
Dennis, let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. You live in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you run into Nigerians, right? How many of them that you run into that are Fulanese or like a Hausa?
So this is the same. This is the same. Igbos, Yorubas, they're everywhere, and they're all victims of House of Fulani supremacy. That's the thing. So House of Fulani don't leave Nigeria.
That's the thing. In America, you have never run into them. You never run into them.
They don't leave because everybody else are victims of House of Fulani. That's what I was told.
You were told. Okay. You were told. Okay.
You have the presidency in Nigeria. You are Yoruba man. The presidency is yours. You have control of Nigeria. Your people have control of Nigeria. A couple days ago, 200 people got unalive for over 10 hours. This is the same government, the Yoruba government, right? Tinubu. When the Benin coup was happening, right? In less than an hour and a half, the Nigerian government took an action. How are you gonna tell me, as a Nigerian elite, right? Your people getting unalive for over 10 hours, you could not do nothing at all. But then you're gonna tell me.
I agree, bang.
Let's be fair now.
Dennis, can I ask you a question, Dennis? Do you mind if I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, because I got to pass the mic, but go ahead. Got to pass the mic.
Okay. If for example, you're where you are in Atlanta now, okay? Do you have the Cherokee, for example, happen to be one of the largest group, and that's their territory, okay, in Atlanta. Let me say North Atlanta, okay? And then you have like some crusaders that came in, and smash the territory and actually cause anarchy and kidnap and arrest and kill people, who do you think is going to be involved in that crusade gang more? Out of all, like between the Cherokee, the blacks, the whites, who do you think is going to involve in the gang more?
No, if the Cherokees did it, would be the Cherokees.
Thank you. That's the same thing that happened to the. It's not because the Fulani actually who happen to be someone that love to be part of the terrorists. The terrorists in the Sahel, these are people, I named this the other day. People just tend to ignore it because they like to spread that narrative that they used to on the internet, instead of following the actual forensic evidence in the ground in the Sahel. The Fulani are not the even top 5 largest people in those groups. The largest people in this group are Tuaregs and the Songhai. There's so many lists that came in when I looked at it. And then you have the Fulani, okay? If you go to certain part of Mali, you find the jihadists like Jenin, the mixture of Tuaregs, Bambara, and Fulani. If you go to northern Nigeria, if you go to the northeast, okay, most of the terrorists that you hear Boko Haram, people used to say Boko Haram is the Fulani group until we started correcting them. It's going to be a lot of Kanuri because it's the Kanuri territory. If you go to the northwestern Nigeria, you're going to find that. But even that, as we speak right now, most of the terrorists in the northwestern Nigeria and called ISWAP and Boko Haram and Lakurawa and so on, they're not Fulani in there, not probably 1%. Most of them are other groups. The only people that you mentioned earlier, which I agree with you, that are probably involved in insecurity in Nigeria, are minus 1% of those cattle herders. Who lot of research have proven to it actually said recently, even those are the Boko Haram who came down from the northeast and hide in the forest, pretending to be cattle herders. And who also what they do, they cattle rustle the Fulani cattle. They take it from them and they grab some of the young ones. Right, let's follow me. Let's go down to your territory where you're going, and that's what they've been doing in the last few years. And now, for allowing.
In the market,
bang. You got 30
seconds. Yoba will put on fire on you for $5.
Oh Lord, let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Willie.
Pass the mic, bro.
I agree. I agree.
Go ahead, Willie.
For $5.
I
mean, would light you up for $5.
Go ahead, Willie.
Just listening to it from how I listen to things, usually connected to my career, right? So I'm looking at it from a project management standpoint. So I'm getting all this data, and you come up with certain facts, right? It seems like disunity because of, I'm not even going to call it tribalism. I'll just even say somebody brought up Jamaica, right? And the CIA being involved in Jamaica and whatnot. Well, you had, the JLP and the, PNP, right? You had different sides of these same political groups, right? Fighting each other in the streets. Really, it got active in Jamaica, right? All being controlled by what? Manley and Seaga. And that seems to be the common theme, the common threat, right? So now we have to look at ways of getting away from what Seaga and Manley are doing in Jamaica, right? What different whites have done in America. And so to the topic, and I'm going to just land here because I want to keep listening, it all depends on what side of the line you stand on. Some people believe that Marcus Garvey was a sellout, right? That's the argument that a lot of people will make. He met with the Klan and he was trying to work things out to what I believe was accomplish his goal. Yeah, you don't want me here and I want to get out of here. Cool, let's work on these boats, right? But everyone won't view it the same way. On the W.E.B. Du Bois side, a lot of people view them, the Boule, as the sellouts who sold out the black community by working with the structure to put themselves in place to have some form of power that a lot of people didn't feel like benefited everyone, right? The point with, Garvey and Du Bois is at one point they were literally pen pals? They were writing each other letters, right? It gets to a point where our common interest become null and void when power gets involved. When one side is up, all that working together goes out the window and he can become the enemy very soon. So listening to the African conversation, my question is this. Dealing with Nigeria, when you guys talk about, the Islamic influence that I know is typically put with the Fulani people. The honest truth is that ended up being a way that they galvanized a lot of power, took over a lot of things, and gained a certain level of strength, right? Is there not some value in these different religions, right? Becoming a common theme, a common flag that kind of puts tribalism out the window, and we all Islamic at that point? That's my question, and I'll land there.
Yeah, I mean, in West Africa, when Islam came, he kind of get rid of most of the tribal wars. People don't understand this. I mean, you have to understand people from those
You
tribes in
understood
West
the
Africa.
question. You definitely
Yeah, I
understood my
understood it.
question.
Yes, thank you, sir. So that's the reason why most of these people that you see in the far west, like the Mandinka, the Fula, the Bambara, the Mande people of the West Africa, including some of the Mende and the Temne, and you can roll it on the Wolof. Before Islam, it was chaotic, okay, and we all know what happened. It led to a lot of slave trade. It led to a lot of invasion because we're weak fighting from the inside. But when Islam came in, where we unified, we intermarried. And in fact, Islam is one of the legacy why the West African territory is kept more blacker than the rest of the region. And also that's why it was defended. And if you look at the real Pan-Africans in West Africa, like late, his rest in peace, Samori Toure is Almami. Almami is a Muslim, is a religious leader. Okay.
Yep.
If you look at the like Alpha Yaya Jallo, in Guinea, he was Almami. He was a leader. So it's funny
These
how
are the things that I
Christians.
look at from afar.
Thank you.
I think I'm on the wrong side. I need to be with the white people. I'm on the wrong
Especially
side.
from Mansa Musa. Mansa
Because
Musa.
you
Those are the key
let
ones.
them
Musa. Yes.
You
From all
people,
the way.
you cannot seem to get away from this religions. You can't. This shit is working so perfectly. It's unbelievable how religion, these cracker Arab religion, capture you people's mind. It works so perfectly.
The question is,
I should have been a preacher. I should have been a preacher.
But wait, the question is, do you
They're
see value, right, from history?
Thank you,
in
Delroy.
working
Sorry, my
under a
brother. What
unified
Delroy don't understand is
I see
Delroy,
no value from these enslaved religions. None whatsoever.
The height of Islam. The height of Islam.
None.
Was the height of
But
Islam.
he's saying what Africa is saying, what Africa is trying to say is, could you imagine if Fulani and Madinka never had practicing the same religion? These are the two most powerful tribes in West Africa. If they were to fight among themselves, that could be the end of West Africa.
Well, let them fight. Let them fight until they work it out. Okay.
No.
Hold on a second. When
put them all under one banner and go take over
when black people was building pyramids, everybody else was living in caves. Okay,
they could have worked it out.
I gotta pass the mic. We'll circle back. Jagoon, go ahead, Jagoon. After Jagoon is V. Go ahead, Jagoon.
Well done. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here in this conversation. I was resting, and I was just listening, and I wasn't actually going to come on, but our Africa, and our Bang, they have something against that. Can I speak? Can I speak without interruption? This Africa and our country and our friend Bang, they have something against Nigeria. Every time I hear Africa, he dispels Nigeria. He said the other day that Nigeria is not even West Africa; it's more Central Africa. And then he said, "Let me finish now. It may be that funny, but just let me finish." He said that Yorubas are the worst of the sellouts. Now
that's a fact.
Okay, let me just finish. I'm listening to him. Are you going to let me speak?
Guys, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt. Go ahead.
I'm listening to him, and you can tell his deep bias. And this is why I don't even think he sounds like a Sierra Leonean person, because the closeness of Sierra Leone and Yoruba people is deep. It's deep. And I wonder where he gets all his information from.
John Goon, if I can interject real quick, sorry to interrupt as the host. People don't realize the influence that
this is what I'm going to
the Sorrow people who are Sierra Leoneans that relocated back to Nigeria, that the influence they had in the development of Lagos. Go ahead.
Not only of Lagos, but of Sierra Leone itself. You see,
no. Sierra Leone was it American Creole?
No. Let Jago talk. Go ahead, Jago.
I really dislike the way you communicate. I really dislike it. Just be quiet.
Go ahead, Dragoon.
The Yorubas in West Africa are the most influential in the whole of West Africa in terms of their education, culture, in terms of.
No, we don't. No, that's not true. We don't know that. That's
Hold on, guys, don't interrupt. If I can interject, Thomas Peters, who was a black loyalist, who played an instrumental role in the founding of Sierra Leone, was a Yoruba man.
Leave them. They don't want to admit the truth. You see our problem.
I got another one. Albert Macaulay, who was it the Nigerian youth movement?
Yes. These are the people who began. These are the people who began a lot of the revolutionary spirit in Africa and the spirit to really take power diplomatically away from the Europeans, especially the English. Now, what I have to say, I don't understand the hate that people have with the Yorubas. There's a lot of hate with Yorubas, and I feel that it's a jealousy or if it's a non-understanding of the influence we have. When you come to Nigeria, if you don't want to say West Africa, when it comes to Nigeria, the most influential group of people are the Yorubas. The most accommodating people are the Yorubas.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you say the hood of Africa, that's not true.
So I didn't say that. You know your answer. If you're saying that, that's where it comes from.
Okay. You see, in Nigeria, there are the Hausa, there are the Yoruba, there are the Igbo. These three groups are the largest groups in the whole of Africa by numbers. They're the largest. There's no one else who can compete.
He's talking about numbers.
Oh, yeah. Stop. Go ahead, Dragoon.
Of course I'm talking about numbers. I said it. You don't have to repeat it, you idiot. What I'm trying to put to the panel.
Chill, Dragoon.
All right, Mom. She's angry today, isn't she?
What I'm trying to put to the panel is that in answer to the question, you can actually hear the answers from what people are saying here in terms of sellout. You see, the way that Black people are going to gain further influence and further understanding amongst themselves is through correct dialogue, where you speak the truth. Yorubas, as much as we are as strange as any other group in that West Africa, you can speak about Kemi Badenoch. There's nobody that speaks against Kemi Badenoch more than the Yorubas. There's nobody who's speaking for her. There's no one speaking for her. She's an obvious idiot. Obvious. You don't need to underline who she is and where she's from. You don't. She's a Black person who has been spellbound. Who's been spellbound into Europeanism.
But she's Yoruba, right? She's Yoruba.
She's Yoruba, and she's not the only one. She's not the only one who is of. She's not the only one who is of that spirit. Now, if I can please, if I can speak without idiotic interruptions. What I'm trying to put to us is that as more we speak against ourselves, especially that Africa gentleman, as more as we speak against ourselves, the less will happen for our development. We are supposed to be coming together.
I agree with you.
Well, can you be quiet?
I agree with you on that.
Can you be quiet?
All right.
Just let him
be civilized, woman.
Hey, yo, lane B is clear. Go ahead, Jagoon.
Thank you. You see, this is you see the way it's the way we communicate that disturbs our development. We communicate full of bias and lies, and it's poison. It's a poison to our communication. We are here as adults. If the younger generation, the generations below us are listening to us, all they're going to hear is confusion.
Go ahead, drop your bomb. Bring it in the land.
They're not going
to land, please.
Y'all, listen, hold on. Jagoon, you got an extra minute. Guys, don't interrupt him. You got an extra minute, Jagoon. Go ahead.
My fault.
You know, there's idiots on the panel, and the more you allow Africa on, it would seem that this is a idiotic channel. But it's a shame that we have to deal with. What I'm trying to put to us is that we have to be circumspect in the way we speak about each other. We have to be circumspect in the way we do things. If you are talking about Nigeria and you're talking about the Fulani, they are easily the worst people in that country. And you can hear that from other Fulanis in Nigeria.
That's not true. That's not true.
Let me just finish.
They are the most patriotic citizen in Nigeria.
I don't know what that means.
Let him speak freely, man. Jagoon been in the UK for over 60 years. 60
Yes,
years.
exactly.
45 seconds. Talking like
Jagoon, hold on. Jagoon, you got an extra minute, Jagoon.
Extra minute, yep.
Go ahead.
You see all these guys, they're being triggered by simple words. They don't have to keep themselves. The Fulani in Nigeria are the real problem of that country. I don't care what anybody has to say. You can't go to the north because of the Fulanis, because of the amount of ism that is in the north. The place that you can really visit in the whole of Nigeria is the west to have an appreciation of a civilized people and a civilized culture. The Yorubas are the head of that. Now, I'm not just speaking as a Yoruba person because I've got a lot to say.
I got a question to you, Jagoon, when you're done.
Thank you. I've got a lot to say against the Yorubas because I can speak for what is wrong and right. It doesn't matter which tribe. If we're not able to tell the truth about the ill within our own community, and we're pointing a finger to another community, I'm afraid we're in a stupor. We're not speaking the truth. We're not speaking for Africa. We're not speaking for development. We're speaking to drag ourselves down. And when I listen to Africa, it's just somebody who drags the whole thing down to a base level that makes no sense for development. Now, when it comes to sellout and the sellout hypocrisy.
But Jagoon, that was 2 minutes.
Dennis, you got to be fair, bro.
Well, Jagoon, can I ask you a question?
Jagoon, hold on. Jagoon, you got 1 minute. You got to land. You got a minute. Go. You got a minute. 1 minute.
And I got a question for him.
Let him land. Y'all fall back. Let him land.
You're very fair, judge at this time, Dennis. I thank you for that extra minute. I'll use less than a minute so that I can listen further. I think we need to be careful about how we speak. I think the truth is there and is clear. And if we can speak that truth, it is better for us, whether it be something that is against one person's or another. Let it just be the truth. Let it not be biased. Thank you.
Okay. Dennis, you was wrong. It was Thomas Jackson.
No.
It wasn't the Yoruba man.
No. Let me pass it to Taraka. Ask your question. I'm gonna pass it to V.
Yeah, I have a question, please. Okay.
No, my question
Taraka,
first.
Ask your question. Pass it to V. Ask your question later.
Jagoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon. Let me ask you a question. You're saying that only in the West that you could go and experience Nigeria?
No, not at all. Nigeria is a wonderful country, the whole place. I'm saying
because what I want to ask you is like in the area of say Kanu and what's the other one? What's it? With a K, Kawunda?
Katsina.
How many different?
Oh, you're talking Kaduna.
I found out that there's about 200 to 300,000 Igbos live in those areas. So how do they get along those areas? Because they're doing businesses and stuff like that.
Thank you.
They get along pretty well in those areas.
Let me tell you, the Igbos have been in the north from the beginning of Nigeria. The Igbos, because of their prowess in education at the time,
everybody make up some lies.
And the joining with the Igbos and the Europeans, they brought them to manage the affairs of the North because the North did not have that educational level. Since that time, that
Stop
they've
lying.
been.
Stop lying.
Let
Stop
him
it.
finish.
Let him finish.
Let him
Stop
finish.
it, man. The
Let him
first
finish.
Nigerian that wrote a book was a
Let
Fulani
him
man.
cook,
Bro,
Stop
let him
it,
finish, man.
It
Let him
wasn't.
finish.
It wasn't your people.
Hey, yo, bro, I'm gonna give you
Come
my
on, man.
time. Let him finish. I'll
He's
give
straight
you
up
mine.
lying.
Let him
You
finish.
don't know Nigeria.
Lying like that.
You're asking,
You know
the
why
question
many
was,
Igbos only
the
started
question,
only
look,
started writing
bang,
books
be
shut up,
quiet for a minute and stop crying like a baby.
Bang.
The
I
Igbos,
want
the
to
Igbos got
know.
chased out of northern Nigeria
Let him
before during
finish.
the Biafra War. They came back after the Biafra War.
Let him
They
finish.
did.
I want to know. They live
came
in there
back,
and
so
they
you
getting
know that they were
along
there
well.
already. The
I agree they was
administration,
there.
the administration of the North was largely run by the Igbos, and they traded there, they stayed there, they lived amongst the people. If you know an Igbo man, you know he's a strong individual. And as a collective, they went to the North, set up trade, and still doing it up to this day. Now,
Right.
there-
So what's the problem? I don't. That's what I'm saying. What's the problem? They're getting along.
No, it's not, bruv. These people.
So you just lied and contradict yourself, Jago. Again,
What it
and
is
calling
that
people
your lack
liars.
of understanding is with you because you have these
You're,
bias.
Look up its GDP by the
no,
state of
Thomas
Nigerians.
Thomas
Look it up right now.
Bang,
Look
bang.
it up right now. You're gonna see.
Thomas Clarkson
This
is the
man
one
coming
that
up here
brought
making up
Thomas
lies.
Clarkson is the one that brought Sierra Leone.
I can't hear nobody because y'all just yelling over each other. I can't hear
Dynasty, I'm just gonna
There's
correct
only
you.
two
It
people
was,
doing that, Dynasty.
okay,
Two people.
sorry, I'm just speaking to Dynasty. I'm speaking to Dynasty. That Dynasty was Thomas Clarkson, not a Yoruba man who actually established Sierra Leone. Okay, then later on, William Wilberforce came in and Granville Sharp.
No.
Leave that fool with his idiot talk.
No.
Idiot.
That's not that.
Thomas Clarkson. It was a British. It was a British man, English man. Thomas Clarkson.
Thomas Peters set the foundation of Sierra Leone. Thomas Peters.
Thomas Clarkson. Thomas Clarkson founded it and built it. Okay, Thomas Clarkson founded it and built it. He was commissioned by the royal family of the United Kingdom at that time.
This whole panel missed my point that I was trying to make.
I get your point.
My point. Hold on a second. My point is that's why I asked the question. Right? How come the Igbos are not being chased out since they're in the north and there's hundreds of thousands of them? How come they're not being chased out?
They were during the Biafra War. They were.
No, I mean after that. After that.
They went back.
He's asking about
because the Igbos are business people, okay? They spread all over Nigeria and they coexist well with the Northerners, okay?
Right.
Before
So what's
other
the problem?
people. Oh, and no, I don't have problem with them. I'm not listen, right? And that's like Jagun that's contradicting himself, okay? All I'm saying is, right, Jagun is the one that said we are because you said the Northerners, you said the Northerners are not good people. No one cohabits with them.
I didn't say that they were not good people.
You did.
I didn't say
That's
that.
what you were saying. You call people liars.
That's what you heard.
In front of people.
But that's not what I said.
You call people liars and you lie in front of people. You call people liars and lie in front of people.
You're just
Whatever, man.
spreading shit.
Can I
You
say
behave like a pig. You're a woman, bro. You know, man.
All right, next.
I gotta pass the mic to V. Go ahead, V.
Pass the mic away from that buffoon.
I was here before you. I was here before you. Years before you.
Your president's a Yoruba. He's the one destroying Nigeria right now.
Come on.
I'm not gonna. No one's gonna argue that. That's what matters.
Call it what it is. Your president's a Yoruba.
Yeah. Can you keep quiet, please, Bang?
Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. I'm so. Hello, everybody, and I'm sorry, Dennis. The last time I got into a lot of a situation with Bang again, that he was giving a lot of misinformation about Africa.
Chill, Bang.
Okay, let me just have my piece. He was giving a lot of information.
Where are you from?
About me, I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Okay.
He was giving a lot of information about Africa didn't have any writing until the Islam came. That is not true. So you guys need to do your better research before you come up saying things. That's what I got really angry because
hold on, V. You gotta understand, Bang is a full Muslim supremacist. I mean, that's what he. That's what he
All right, I leave that one.
Oh, Dinus, That's not fair, Dennis.
Of course it's fair.
That's not fair.
Of course it's fair.
I don't
It's
hide
exactly
it.
as it is.
I don't hide
Hold
it.
on, let's
the
just
problem,
get the floor.
Can I finish?
Okay, I'm about to mute you guys up. Go ahead, V. Don't interrupt V.
Okay, and as you that the reason why I came on, even another person was also giving a lot of misinformation. I think Bang was part of it as well, saying that what was it? Thomas Sankara is a Fula man. Thomas Sankara is a mix. His mother is Mosi. His father is a group of I don't know the name. They're kind of like a semi-Mosi, but they have a mixtape with the Fullers.
Why are you lying? Sankara is a Fula man. Why are you lying, V?
No, first, I can tell you.
Hold on. We got stop. Hold on.
Thomas Sankara.
Thomas Sankara. V, hold on.
Thomas Sankara.
Yeah, V, hold on. It's nine.
Yeah.
Sankara is a Fulani lad.
Stop.
No, he's not. He's not.
V, hold on.
Yeah.
Bikuna Bay, unmute yourself real quick. Bikuna Bay. Bikuna Bay, unmute yourself.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing?
Bukina Bay is speaking.
Thomas Sankara.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on.
I'm in the building. I'm here.
You're from Burkina Faso. What is Thomas Sankara? I'll pass it back to V.
Okay, Thomas Sankara is half Mosi, but actually he's 100% Mosi. But here's the thing: there's a group among the Mosi people that are called in the language Slime Mwaga. Okay, Slime Mwaga. It means Fulanis who were assimilated in the Mosi culture. So this is what Slime Mwaga means.
How can you say
exactly?
Because
he's Fulani. He's Fulani. First of all, that last name is
Wait a minute.
Stop.
Wait a minute. So
go ahead.
Yeah, because there's many tribes in Africa.
Yeah, be quiet, Willie. Shit. Go ahead, Bikina B.
There's a group. There's many tribes in Africa who assimilated into other tribes. Okay, you guys are probably familiar with this kind of situation, right? So the other half of Thomas Sankara that is not Mosi is a group of Fulanis who assimilated into the Mosi culture, meaning that they speak Mosi, but their ancestry is Fulani. You understand?
Yes, and he said his father is Fulani, his mother is Mosi.
Can I carry on?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. I was coming to the point before they all started laughing and interjecting.
No, but you give misinformation.
Please stop it. Stop. Thomas Sankara assimilates with Mosi. His father was called Joseph Sankara, and it's his father who actually raised Blaise Compaoré. It wasn't the other way around. Somebody said Blaise Compaoré father raised Thomas Sankara. No, Thomas Sankara father was a gendarmerie or something, I believe. He was in the service. He raised Blaise Compaoré, and also Blaise Compaoré married one of those Ivorian lady. Yeah, he was Mosi.
Ofoboyen's daughter.
Listen. That lady wasn't Ofoboyen's daughter. Come on, stop it. He was part of the elite in Ivoria, but he wasn't his daughter. No. He was maybe closer to him, but it wasn't
his spiritual daughter. He was a spiritual. Ofo never had kid, but he was his spiritual daughter.
Adopted though, maybe somebody that.
So what is the difference?
The difference is it wasn't his daughter. Because can you guys stop it, please? Don't laugh. Stop it. Ofoboyen is in a kind. Listen, Ofoboyen is in a kind. Another person was also giving misinformation, bang again, saying that it's the Ashantis that dominate Ghana. Ashantis don't dominate Ghana. Ashanti are a tribe within the Akines. Okay? Ashantis are a tribe within the Akines. And they do not dominate Ghana. Even though the Akines are in the larger group of ethnic group in Ghana, even Akines do not dominate because most of Ashantis and Akines go into business. They're not really into politics. It's only recently that they're getting into politics. Another person also said that too. Nkrumah was overthrown by his own right-hand man. It was something. The situation with Nkrumah was something between like Blaise Compaoré and Thomas Sankara. Now, the reason why Nkrumah became so unpopular was Nkrumah was very, very into Pan-Africanism, and he wanted to make sure that the whole of Africa was freed. And when Ghana became independent, and at that time, Ghana became independent. Ghana was a very rich nation. We had a lot of reserves. Nkrumah went about helping other countries to free themselves, like Guinea, for instance. When Guinea forced their independence from the French. The French were very angry. They did a lot of stuff to try to bankrupt Guinea and so forth. And Nkrumah was the one that came in to, support Guinea, and not just Guinea, and many other countries, And because of that, he had a very good relationship with this guy, the first president, Sékou Touré. They had a very, very close relationship. So that's when he was overthrown. He went to a conference somewhere in Europe, and he was somewhere in, I think, Romania, when he heard he's been overthrown.
No, he was in Guinea. That's a misinformation in Guinea.
Oh, for God's sake, he wasn't in Guinea. He was in, when he was overthrown, he wasn't in Guinea. Can I finish? Stop it. He was in Romania. He came to Guinea.
Oh my God. This lady, she gave you misinformation right there.
You are the one. Is it Sidi? Sidi, you give a lot of misinformation.
No,
I know.
No, he doesn't.
I know. Nkrumah came to.
I can tell you the time he was living in Guinea. He was living in Dalaba
who's
in
from
Guinea.
Ghana?
Google it.
Who's from Ghana? CD, are you from Ghana?
Nkrumah was on conference. And when he was overthrown, the guy that overthrew him, that they named the airport after him, he was the one that actually saw him off at the airport.
Okay, which country did he go to? Which African country did he go to?
Let me finish.
He's not interested in it, truth.
And then he came, and Guinea invited him to come because he didn't have anywhere to go and he didn't want to stay in Europe. So Guinea invited him to come, and then he came to Guinea. But he wasn't, at the time he was overthrown, he wasn't in Guinea. He was in Europe. Okay, so let's leave that there. And also, when you guys come on and start saying things that, this tribe, you said, this tribe, an African tribe, were fighting. If it wasn't Islam, we were fighting. Listen, look at the history of the world. Look at the history of Europe. They were fighting each other like mad. At that time in the world, everybody was fighting. And even if you look at it in comparison to Africa, we were not fighting as much as they were doing. Right?
Exactly.
And it wasn't Islam that came and stopped us fighting. Islam brought in a lot more violence again. Islam brought in a lot more violence.
This Islamic hate, Islamophobia, because of America and all this stuff coming in Israel is unbelievable.
She knows history. Africa fought Islam and for Christianity, both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Christianity brought
fought both of them.
In Africa,
Christianity came. I'm going to shout over you, right? I'm not going to let you speak if you carry on, because you think you got the loudest voice there. You haven't, man. So keep quiet.
Stay focused, V. Go ahead, V. Stay focused. Go.
Islam, when Christianity came, Christianity also came with a lot of violence. Nobody's saying it didn't. It did come with a lot of violence, and we all know that. Yeah,
nobody denied that. Nobody denied that.
Yeah, so when we say that Islam came with violence, you guys get so uptight about it.
I said, you don't listen. If you listen, you understand what I'm trying to say. I said
because Ban was shouting.
Okay, it came. See, I reason with you reasonably. Yeah, I'd never shout over you. But listen to this, right? Islam helped calm situation in our region. We lived it. Our ancestors lived it. The thing is, what you guys don't understand, the Fula and the Mandinka been writing their history since the arrival of Islam. The Soninke are the first people that start doing it. Okay, so we're not going to listen to other people who are reading stuff on YouTube or on Google and telling us about history. We're not going to tolerate it. You can see how CD and Bang and me are actually fighting back against it, because we have the raw history. That was written by the people at that time.
What raw history
the raw history of
Islam?
The fact is, for the fact that you said Kwame Nkrumah was not living in Guinea in 1966. He died. He was in Dalaba when he got sick.
If you understand comprehension,
Where's
father
Where's
Nkrumah was
Jalaba?
overthrown when
Siri,
he was on a
where's
trip
Jalaba?
and he
Jalaba
went
is
to
in
Guinea.
Guinea.
In footage alone, right? Jalaba in
Yes,
footage alone.
yes,
So are
But then
you
he got
telling me at the time
then you got
Nkrumah was
Ghanaians.
overthrown, he was running Ghana from Guinea? He was running Ghana
Okay,
from Guinea?
Ghana and Guinea was one of the same. What was see what you seen in the Sahel now, like confederation at the building. Ghana
It
and
wasn't
Guinea
just
was
Ghana. It wasn't just Ghana and Guinea. There was Mali as well.
yes,
Who
yes.
was
I'm
the
not
president
denying
in
that.
Mali at that time? Who was the president?
I'm
Who
not
was the
talking about
president in
Mali.
Mali?
I'm talking about, let's get this straight.
And
Nkrumah was
okay,
Modibo Keita was the
I will
president at
insist
that
on that.
time.
Modibo
Go and
Keita,
double
yes,
check.
Modibo.
You don't know history.
Nkrumah was in Ghana, ruling Ghana. He went on a trip. My father told me this, and my father did not like, and he was living at the time with Nkrumah. And he was a Pan-Africanist. My father was Nkrumahist. They call people that they support Nkrumah. So he know, right? And he told me Nkrumah was on a trip. I wasn't born, but Nkrumah was on a trip. And he went to, he was in, there's even a picture of him sobbing when they told him that he's been overthrown in Romania. And then Sékou Touré, which was in charge of Guinea, invited him to come to Guinea. And he went to Guinea. But he wasn't in Guinea when he was overthrown. So get that right.
Okay. I don't think we were arguing about that. We were just saying he was in Guinea. Okay, but Thomas Peters was a Yoruba slave. He wasn't the one that founded Sierra Leone. He was part of the because he was
Africa. He was a Yoruba slave. He fought beside the British. He went to Nova Scotia. Then from Nova Scotia, he came to Freetown. He was a founding father of Sierra Leone.
Okay, let me read this to this lady.
Africa. When's the last time you've been to Sierra Leone?
About 3 years ago.
His statue's right in front of the city hall.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying is the person that founded and built it,
and it says it right there on a plaque, right there. Well, one of the first slaves to arrive there. Yes, definitely. But I don't doubt that it's there. But the person that founded in front of City Hall is his statue, and literally on.
Yeah, I know. I know that. I know that, Dyness. I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm trying to say is the people that built Freetown and founded it, and brought him there is a guy that I named earlier. But he was because he fought for the British, in America, and they rewarded him and his slave, to come to Sierra Leone. I agree with that. But the guy that commissioned it, in fact, it was a royal family in Britain. That the guy that built Freetown, who was commissioned, is actually from my city. Okay, I'm here in the land of the ancestors. I read it. He came from Bristol here in my city. He was commissioned to go and build Freetown.
Yeah, he's a white guy. He's a colonizer.
Yeah, white guy. Yeah, white. Yeah, colonizer.
Okay, let me
he's
read
one
this
that built
this
it.
lady. Let me
Thank
read
you,
it to her.
Daniel. Thank you,
Dennis. No, let me read this for Daniel, please.
The dude from Kemet didn't speak yet.
No, we got other people that got to speak.
The dude from Kemet, let him speak. He didn't speak yet.
No, hold on. But Bukina Bay, then it's Kwame. Go ahead, Bukina Bay. Let me just up Bukina Bay.
All right, yeah. Thank you, Dynus. Just before getting into what I wanted to initially say, just one last specification, okay? The Fulanis who assimilated into the Mosi culture, at this point they no longer speak Fula, okay? At this point they only speak Mosi. It's just that they kept the memory. Wait a minute. Let him finish. Yeah, they kept the memory because this assimilation happened like centuries ago. Okay, so now I'll get into what I wanted to initially say. Definitely, okay. I think the sellout culture is what is hurting more Black people globally, like as a whole, not only in Africa. Okay. Of course, the white man is there to stop us from doing whatever we're trying to achieve, but I think the sellout culture is more so hurting us even more, okay? And I can give just one simple example, like even here in the US, in America, we can see it, okay? Like, really, I think also the white power structure they take for granted our aptitude to be very quick to sell. Okay, they take it for granted. For instance, you can see it. You see, for instance, Nicki Minaj and Kanye West and all those people, like they all sold out to MAGA, right? Only to find out later, only to see later Donald Trump put like monkey, I mean, put black people, depict black people as monkeys. You get what I'm saying? So this kind of like a slap in their face. But the thing is that at this point, we sold out so many times in history that like at this point, we can just call it monkery. Okay, I don't even know if this term exists, okay? Like we just keep doing it and it keeps hurting us and we keep just doing it and on and on and on and on and with no stop, okay? This gotta stop at some point, all right? So this is what I wanted to say. So we can see globally, it's not only in Africa.
Well said. I would love to respond to that.
You can't answer Kwame.
Can I ask him a question?
No, you can't ask him a question. Go ahead, Bakuna Berry. I got to pass somebody to Kwame.
My bad.
Okay.
Can I come back to
so,
what he said?
Go ahead, Bakuna.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So also you were asking earlier, where is Blaise Compaoré? I don't know if you remember Dennis earlier. You wanted to know where he is. So I think he's in Ivory Coast right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hiding in Ivory Coast with his wife. Just to let you know.
Okay. Go ahead, Kwame.
Hey, peace, Diners. Let me first address your the title. I think it's not the white man holding us back. It's actually black people. If you look at the transatlantic and the trans-Saharan slave narrative, it is black people want you to believe that the white man and the Arab just walked into Africa and, victimized Africans. Africans didn't have no empires, complex civilizations, or dealt with long-distance trade. But in fact, it was Africans themselves that sold Africans for muskets, gunpowder, rum, and textile. We got to stop with the victimization narrative and deal with the tribalism in Africa. That is the major issue in Africa that's holding black people back into the Bronze and the Stone Age. We're too tribalistic. I hear people talking about Nicki Minaj, but what's worse, Nicki Minaj or people selling other Africans into a slave trade? I don't think anything is worse than that. Even when you look at, people like Kwame Nkrumah, his own people sold him out. Same thing with Patrice Lumumba, his own people sold him out. Thomas Sankara, his own people sold him out. We have this, it's like an easy way out, just blaming on the white man and not blame ourselves. And I think that's a major issue. We have to look ourselves in the mirror and blame ourselves for all the misfortune that been bestowed upon us. We gotta be more honest when it comes to certain topics and not just victimize ourselves and it's the white man holding us back. So when are we gonna look ourselves in the mirror and deal with our problems? Are we just gonna keep blaming the white man and not blame ourselves? And
Don't take any blame off them also, bro.
no. I'm not taking no
Let
blame.
him finish. Go ahead, Kwame.
I'm not taking no blame off the white man, but for hundreds of years, we was told that, yeah, man, the white man came into Africa and kidnapped 18 million Africans and dragged them across sea. And then when you look at the historical documents, you see African chieftains signing treaties and trade deals with Europeans to trade Africans for muskets, rum, gunpowder, textiles, and other things. So was it did the white man put a musket to an African chieftain head and say, hey, either give us these Africans or you're not going to get no gunpowder and muskets?
It
In
happened
fact,
like it did happen like that sometimes.
no, it didn't happen like that. In fact,
Yeah, but well, go ahead.
Let him
I have
finish.
a different history
I gotta
also.
let him go.
in fact, it was the white man that ended slavery. The white man is the white man is the
All
one.
right, bro. Come
No,
off.
no, no.
That's it.
Hold on.
Forget. That's
William
it.
is right.
That's it.
Kwame is making point. Says Kwame is making point. William Wilberforce is one of them.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
know you would agree with him, Al.
Hold on. Now
The
tell me
British
if I'm
boy.
wait. Tell me if I'm lying. It was the British that ended
Yeah, I
trade.
know what I know what happened, bro. I know the
Hold on.
history well.
Let me lay my play. It was the British that ended the transatlantic slave trade in 1808. It was Africans themselves that
That's
wrote
not
letters.
correct.
It was the Africans themselves that wrote letters, like the Oyo Kingdom, the Dahomey, Ashanti, that wrote letters to the British.
No, Ashanti. There's no
Oh,
history of
come
Ashanti
on.
writing a
No,
letter
no
to the
interrupting.
British.
No interrupting.
Let her finish. Let her
No,
finish.
I don't know about Oyo, but I know Ashanti didn't write a
It was
letter
the
anywhere.
Oyo, the Dahomey, the Ashanti that wrote letters to the British, begging them to extend slavery. When the British was going to the
No.
Thank
oh
you.
my God!
No.
When it was the
See,
when
that's
the
what I'm telling you. I'm
British,
on the wrong side. I need to
hold
be on the
on,
white side. I'm on the wrong side.
Let the man speak. Let the man speak, please.
when the British was going into the Industrial Revolution, and Africans was begging them to extend the slave trade, saying that slavery is the basis of their economy. It was them that wanted to extend slavery. Even though I don't agree with everything that happened in Liberia, but you got to give the American Liberians credit. They're the ones that stopped the native Liberians from selling other Africans too.
You
They
know
was
I
still
hate it when you do this, Kwame.
they was
Facts.
they was still selling
Facts.
slaves in Liberia. They ended that in Liberia. So we can't
Yeah.
put everything on the white man. And one more thing, right? If Dangate came to America and said, "Hey, MAGA supporters, I'm gonna pay you to flip on Trump," that would never happen. But a white man could go to any part of Africa right now with a few dollars to make any African flip on whatever people he want to flip it on.
It,
So
it, it,
what?
it, it was a MAGA that tried to kill Trump.
Hold on.
You see? You
Like I
see?
no, I
Hold
You
on, I
see?
got
specifically
it. Let me
hold on. I
respond to my
Let
specifically
him
Especially
brother.
finish.
Ghana.
Let him
When you go to
finish.
Ghana, you have
Let him
money, you
oh
can
finish.
my
sell all the
God.
Let him
Africans.
finish.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah,
If
so when you
Dangate
go to Sierra Leone, you can sell yourself. Stop being biased.
I said
Oh God,
Dangate for a
God.
reason. If
Yeah.
Dangate came to Washington DC, said, "Hey, I'm," or Texas or any one of these Republican states and say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you to flip on Donald Trump," that would never happen. But the white man or the Arab could walk into Africa, give them guns, money, and they'll flip on any African. So
I agree.
at some point we gotta blame ourselves for all the atrocities, whether it was the Islamic slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade,
Now, Kwame.
and even colonization. We gotta look ourselves. We gotta deal with the man in the mirror
Kwame, don't be
and
so
fix our
simplistic
problems.
when you're
Hold
talking
on,
about
sis.
these people
Preach,
Hold
He,
like
on,
he's
that.
sis.
Don't
very
do that.
simplistic.
preach,
Don't.
Very
preach,
Hold
simplistic.
on, sis.
preach,
Don't.
preach, Kwame.
You're
All,
very
Preach.
all I'm
Because
simplistic.
all I'm doing is pointing out the historical facts.
Yeah,
For
No,
but
you're
Kwame, let me
not.
tell you, did you
Historical
know
facts that
that
was taught to
Ashanti,
you.
Can I respond to my brother Kwame Dinus?
Well, no, let me
Mm.
read. Let me read these super chats first. The
Sir.
Cook King Justice, thank you for 499. Holla, Amadou Bamba wrote on enslaving non-Muslims. Why don't the Fulani embrace nationhood? All immigrate to Mauritania, leave others to their land. Okay. Bag 776 first, 761st. Thank you for holla. Black Americans who are like-minded can legally own a gun, should build a community in the South. Andre Miller, thank you for the $2 holla. This all sounds like delineation to me. Frenchie, thank you for the 5 pounds or euros. Was that pounds for your paracetamol, Dynast. I don't know how you do it. All right. Go ahead, Willie.
So, to something my brother Kwame knows, right? When you just present the honesty that you did present, because to my research, none you said was infactual, right? It does push for a level of more tribalism in America, correct?
Nah, I think it puts for more for honesty and unity. We can't have unity if we're not
Without
honest about
honesty.
certain things.
All right, don't crash out. I got you, right? But there were certain things you said that to the overarching argument that I know you make that I respect, I got a challenge, right? I don't think it's impossible for white groups to come in and have influence over communities, right? When we talk about that specific Nicki Minaj whole play, that's about money, right? I think to the topic, right? For me, here in America, when we come into play and are being discussed, the question for me becomes more, is Candace Owens actually a sellout or someone who, unfortunately, a lot of blacks stand on the other side of her argument, right? Like Nicki Minaj, we could say straight up sellout. Like, you're a whole, you came into America illegally, and now all of a sudden you're aligned with Trump. Total sellout, right? Like, nothing in your background sustains you moving with that side. But when it comes to like a Candace Owens, for instance, and I could even, it's going to sound crazy, right? But you can even take that all the way back to like Marcus Garvey meeting with Klan members, meeting with blatant racists, right? For his own goals, right? But how he's viewed by some as selling out in doing that. I'm saying like with a Candace Owens and with how she moves and her rhetoric, my question then becomes, who's the real sellout in these situations when we know Nikki is doing it for a bag, she's just being used, she doesn't care. The bigger question becomes those that do amass some power by even going against our infrastructure. Are they really sellouts? Or are they trying to make something shake? You know what I'm saying?
Willie, I think that's very ambiguous because a
It
person that
was. It
hey,
was. I'm not gonna
I'm,
be disingenuous.
because I'm gonna give you an example. A person that's FBA, they might call Beyonce a Democratic shill and and call her a sellout, right?
Why?
Because they feel like, hey, anybody working with the Democratic Party are sellouts, undermining Black American
I don't feel
agenda.
like that's how FBA moving though. I gotta disagree
Oh
with
no,
that.
they are.
I'm saying as goofy as they are trying to challenge the system and being validated through Charlie Kirk, right? They're still fully aligned. If you listen to their rhetoric on a daily basis, in mass, they're not in support of Trump. They
Wait, wait,
know they have no place in the conservative party.
wait,
Like,
Dinus, am I wrong when Black people align themselves with seem to believe Democratic goals, do FBA not call out people and call them Democratic shills and
They've been calling out the Black Caucus for ages now.
now they will call them sellouts, right?
Well, him, Roland Martin is the another one they call out.
Yeah, so when you say sellout, it's very, to me now it's very ambiguous
well,
because
wait, real quick, Kwame. We also know that a lot of FBAs completely attach themselves to that. Kwame, let's be real, me and you, we Black Americans, we know FBA is a
I mean, can I
disjointed
just
club. Hold on, real quick, sis, and then we'll go back to Africa, right? But we know, me and Kwame, we know FBA is a disjointed club. It's no real lineage. It's nothing backed by history. It's nothing respected by no one anywhere. We do agree with that, right, Kwame?
Willie, I disagree somewhat, but go ahead.
I'm just saying with me and Kwame, who know what it is, because you're not understanding. He's playing that middle ground. Because I know my brother so well, I got to challenge him on that. We do know FBA is goofy. Kwame would be the first one to tell you that, right?
yeah, of course.
So now,
It's some of their rhetoric is goofy, but it's catching on. That's why I don't
But
think you guys
here's the thing
understand.
though, to the point that was being made. No, They are not conservative Republicans by a long shot. Most FBAs who are goofy and don't know what they're following, that is the masses of the Democratic Party. That's a fact. FBAs will crash on Trump better than anyone you will find. The extremities, right? Yeah, the extremes who actually probably really stand on the FBA tenets more than others. Yeah, they'll challenge the Democratic Party and whatnot, but that's not the masses who would even attach themselves to that bastardized term, right? Let's be clear. I'm still here in America. There's a lot of African Americans, right?
Mhm.
So even in saying that, right, like, no, they're disjointed. They're all over the place in the political conversation.
All right, go ahead, V.
Yeah, I was going to say, draw Kwame's attention to the Ashantis. I don't know anything about what happened to the Oyos and Benin. I know a little bit about Benin, but I don't know much about the oil. The Ashantis had 5 wars with the British to try and stop the British. The Ashantis were the only group in Ghana that rallied other tribes to gather up to fight the British. The first war they fought, they defeated the British. Again, the British have to retreat. And the Ashantis, of course, they needed guns. And in so needing gun, because the British were coming in, the Europeans had a much more superior weapons than the Ashantis could get access to. So they did sell war prisoners in exchange for guns, which is wrong, because traditionally that's not what we did. When we fight and we take war prisoners, we put them in a
But
place,
now you're
guide
dealing
them,
with colonialism. You got
and
try
and assimilate them. But what happened this time was they did take war prisoners, which is sometimes even another account, to the British to get guns. Not the British, to the Dutch, and sometimes to the Danes as well, to get guns. And that's what happened. So to say that the Ashantis were I don't know how you put it, they wrote letters. I don't know. There's no such evidence of any
slave
letter.
traders.
Yeah, Ashantis participated in slave trading, like the Akan state. But I wouldn't say that there were major people that were participating.
But that's irrelevant.
But V, I think you're confusing. Hold on. Let me just answer her real quick. V, I think you're confusing colonization with slave or with the slave era.
Isn't colonization?
The British and the Ashanti had their wars well after the slave trade was ended.
No, the slave trading was still going on. The Ashantis, the slave trading has started. The slave trading actually was started by the Portuguese, and then the British and the Danes and the Dutch came in, and they all did their bit.
Correct.
But the Ashantis came in the middle of the slave trading. When the Ashantis came, slave trading has been going on for about 100 years, and remember, slave trading went on for quite a bit.
So what year did the Ashanti came to Ghana? What year? What times? Because we know
1800s.
Yeah, but
the late 1800s.
1800. Wow. So hang on. So Ashanti came to Ghana around 1800.
No. Ashantis were a kind
involved in the slave trade.
They are part of the Akan ethnic group.
Okay, they break and form their new group. Okay, no problem. I heard it.
The Ashanti came from the Mali Empire. They came from the Mali Empire.
Stop it, man.
Yes, they did. They came from the Mali Empire.
The Akan.
I think the Akan are from the Mali. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Are from the Mali.
The Akans are like ethnic. They have like different tribes that came together. Then they formed the
Hold on, let her explain. Kwame.
Are you talking to an Akan, Bang? I'm an Akan.
No, but it doesn't matter because you be giving a lot of fake information. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Don't say
this is interesting
information.
It doesn't matter.
It's a CD and Bang. This is the reason why these people are talking to the children of the scholars
Yeah,
of the Mali
you don't know
Empire.
your
Nothing she
history.
said
We are
about
the
her people's
children of the
involvement
scholars of the
in
Mali Empire.
nothing
Now,
she
V,
said about her people's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade was wrong.
now,
So
now,
I
V.
would trust her on the rest of what
Yeah,
she was
that's
gonna
what I'm
say.
talking about. I'm not talking
Now,
about the Mali Empire.
now,
Akais
V.
came out of the
No,
Mali.
because the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade was ended during the time of William Wilberforce, who built a fort in
Yes,
Freetown. Okay, okay,
Wilberforce
okay.
was the
So
one
that
that
was
V.
around. That was the
led
late. Yeah,
the
Now, V.
yeah.
I got a
abolition.
letter.
So
I got a letter from Ashanti Henny, OC Bonsu, where
Wilberforce was the
he
one that
wrote a
led
letter
the
to the British
abolition.
about them abolishing the slave trade, and he was very angry about this.
Who was?
The Ashanti Henny, Osei Bonsu.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Bonsu was earlier. Bonsu was nowhere near when the British were
Miss,
the
what he's
ending the
saying is
slave
true.
trade.
I'm looking at the fact right now. What he's saying is
But the
100%
problem
true.
is though, when he wrote that letter,
The king that was
the
in
slave
charge.
trade to America had
Oh my
already been
God!
stopped.
The king that
Hold on,
was
real
in
quick,
charge
sis.
at the time was Prempeh when the British were abolishing the slave trade. The king that was
do
in
you know
charge
what? I come here and criticize my people all the time based on like some of the terrorism and stuff like that, and I'll stand up to them when it's wrong. But let's stop defining our
In
tribes,
fact, this guy,
because
what
they are
he's saying right
tribes.
now is
Please,
true. It's
please.
100%.
No, you see, you Ashantis were in battle with
Oh
the
my
British.
God.
They hated the British.
So V, how do you explain the letter from the Ashanti Henny, Osei Bonsu,
Because they were
when he?
late to the party, bro. Like they
Yeah,
didn't even really participate
That's
in the
why slavery
transatlantic
was
slave
very
trade.
active in
By the
Ghana.
time they
The
even got
Ashantis
in the
were not in
game, it
control
was
at the
after
court. The
1794.
The
Even in terms
infancies
of
were.
importing
Can
slaves
I
into
give you the
America,
history?
that
Then you
time
can
was
make
dead.
whatever you want out of it.
That's why
The
slavery was
infancies
very
were
active in
controlling the
Ghana
power.
Willie, I'm
because
not disputing they was probably late to the party, but they
yeah,
was still a part of the slave trade.
Not
exactly.
real, but hold on. Hold on. Sis, let me deal with Kwame for a second, right? Not really, bro. Like by the time they even got involved in the slave trade, it was because at that point it was getting criminal, right? Like to even try to do this, it had been outlawed by America, by Britain, by the time they even really got involved.
Which year was that?
So what
Which
I'm
year was
saying
that?
is
And
to
what
say
Kwame was saying is
hold
true
on,
that
real
the
quick.
oil
Let me
and
land.
another.
I'm gonna land. I was
Okay,
almost
sorry.
done. Right? I'm simply saying to say that they were actually involved with what ended up defining who me and you are, Kwame, right? That slave trade. No, they came after it was over. After you couldn't even bring nobody to the party.
Yeah. What I will give it to Kwame is the Akans were involved in the slave trade. Ashantis were part of. Ashantis
But you see,
came
this
later.
is your problem. You don't want we criticize our own tribe. You want to make everything
Man, you
sugarcoat everything
fucking
that is in
people in
favor
this
of
I
your
think
tribe.
tribe
It
she
shit,
can't work
boy. I
that way.
swear to
acknowledged.
God.
You know,
The criticism. She
that's
did.
not
It's
that's not
wrong.
good. You have to
It's not
tell
good
the
at
fact.
all.
The reason why slavery was active in Ghana was because of the Ashanti. We all know that. I speak to the Ghanaians, they all say this,
That's a different argument.
right? So
Dynasty. And also Kwame is right that these three kings did wrote those letters because they were still practicing slavery. Because
yes,
most of the slaves that were captured in Sierra Leone, who we have as a Creole Yoruba today, were captured during those times.
Any difference when somebody's talking about history, right? In a kind, we don't even have a word for a slave. We don't.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A lot of African tribes do not have that many. You don't have a war for slavery.
Not at all, no.
It's a lot of African tribes like that. You don't do it with all African tribes.
You
If
gotta
they
wait it
wasn't,
out sometimes, sister.
hold on, V,
Sister,
if they wasn't active in the slave trade, how
you
do
just gotta wait
Suriname
it out
speak a Twi
sometimes, sister.
language and Jamaica speak a
Just wait
Twi
it out.
language? How?
What did you say?
If they wasn't active during the slave trade, how do Suriname still speak a Twi language in Jamaica? How that happen?
The tree is spoken by their kinds.
I know that, but how do Jamaica and Suriname still speak a Twi language to this day? Go ahead.
What Jamaica still speak language? What are you talking about?
Cromanti.
Yeah, he's 100% right, but he knows the answer. It's through
Yeah, but
criminality.
we got our language from many different African places, especially Igbo.
Hold on. Because he is valid. Hold on. What Kwame said is valid, right? About the languages being spoken, and that's a direct connection.
Yeah, but it's not only Twi doing. It's not only Twi. Don't tell me about Jamaica, bro.
Allow the sister.
Yeah, but don't tell me about Jamaica.
Let me finish, please. Then you
Brother,
guys
all the Jamaica national heroes are from the Ashanti or Akan.
You make your point. Chill.
Get it wrong.
You have towns. You have towns like Akupang. That's literally a Akan word.
Yes, but it's not only. I'm just trying to say it's not only. It's not only Akan.
Hold on, Duppy is a Akan word. Ubia is a Akan word.
Yes, but it's not only Akan.
Hold on. Aki is a Akan word. The flag of Jamaica damn near is the Kumasi flag. How did that happen if they wasn't traded slaves?
The Akans were involved in the slave trade, yes, because most of the
Queen Nanny was sold into slavery, and she's by other Akans.
Let her respond, Kwame.
Guys, I'm out, man. I think I'm done. Africa, good night, man. Good night, Dennis.
Good night, my brother. Good night, my brother. I know I can feel you, bro. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Peace, fam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Take care, man. Thank you, Sidi.
Let the sister
Let me ask you a
respond.
question.
Let me just finish, and then you guys
Let
can
the
carry on.
sister
Because
respond.
I think I'm going to be exhausted. The Akans consist of several tribes
Correct.
within the ethnic group.
Correct.
Right? Ashanti is one, Infante is one, Equiapem is one, Wassa, and Zima, and I can go on and on and on. We are many in the group, right? The Infantes were in control of the coast where the British settled and not the British, the Europeans, I should say, because they were all there, and settled and built those castles. The Infantes from day one were work with the British, work with the Europeans. They were at the coast. They were the first to be encountered by the Europeans. The Ashantis were in the interior. Now, the Ashantis, at that time, it wasn't even the Ashantis that were leading the Akans. It was another Akan group, another tribe within the Akans called the Denchera. They were and the Ashantis fought with the Denchera, and they took over their Akan group. So the Ashantis actually came later. But the Akans were involved in the slave trade. I didn't say they were not. So I'm not going to show my tribe because they did something that it was wrong. They participated in it. They allowed the British to work people, the enslavers to work people. I wouldn't say the British, but it was the Africans, work people from interior, some people from as far as Nigeria, Benin, Togo, the Sahel, work them down to our coast. The Ashantis.
Now, I would say, sister, in respect of what you're saying, it is understood by many of us over here in the Western region that, white people hadn't gotten really into the interior when they were doing what they were doing predominantly.
They had people that they were working
Exactly. That's another misinformation from her.
Yes,
that's another misinformation from her. No, they did from the Sahel. What you said.
The argument isn't that there weren't like extenuating situations where that did happen. That's not the argument.
No,
the argument is when you're looking at what created the transatlantic slave trade, it was the coast. That's understood.
It was the Benin coast. It was the Benin. I said that yesterday. It started off the Yorubas
willing to go all the way into
it's because the Yorubas and the Benin were fighting, and I'm 100% sure the Benin went and
Benin never pulled Europe. Are you talking Benin City or Benin the country?
No, the Dahomey. Okay, they were fighting. Okay, all right, okay. Thank you, Jagun, for correcting me. Okay, I'm not that silly. But they went and they in Nigeria today.
Are the Benin people?
Yes, they found themselves in Benin, in Nigeria, around that region today. I think so. Okay, so basically,
They
these
put
are
in a
the
lot of
people who
work
sex.
to this topic.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, if you have to point your finger on the people who actually got black people into slavery, you need to look at those two places, okay? And
Yeah, we know about the Dahomey. It's
Thank
crazy
you. Oh,
now
okay.
because
Mm,
in Black America they'll make a
mm.
movie about the Dahomey people
What
and make
the
them heroes.
And
It's crazy.
glorify them. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want you to get hard. And that's why I don't want you to get hard on the Ghanaians, because I know for a fact that
Now, now,
that
what?
the
Now,
yes. Well,
Western
hang on.
Willie.
And
Western
yes,
Willie.
1 second. Yeah, one
No,
second, bro. Let me just finish,
I'm
right?
just saying
That's why I
yes.
don't want you to go. Yeah, no, V,
I
1
ain't going
second.
nowhere.
I don't. That's why I don't want you to. I definitely disagree with a lot of the stuff that you said, and you've been corrected, and I think you should accept that. But people shouldn't go hard on Ghana, because Ghana is not the architect of transatlantic slavery. They followed. All the other groups followed. Okay.
Saying, no, what I was
I've been
saying,
to
God
the
Ghana,
damn
slave
it.
market.
It's unbelievable how we could talk about this
By the way,
without
can I
these
speak?
fucking people. This is crazy.
Can I speak?
the first people
We
that
all
were
involved in
enslaved
slavery.
were
All
not
tribes did, no doubt.
Africa, The first people that were
Yeah, I said.
enslaved were not taken from West Africa. They came from places like
Yeah,
Namibia, Angola, all the way up to Cameroon, Congo in particular. That
yeah.
was where many of the first people
Congo,
were taken.
thank you. I said that yesterday, V. From where you call Benin to where you call southwest of Nigeria, all the way down to Congo. If you
Yeah,
look at the amount of slaves that was taken from there,
that was
and if you look at how there
yeah.
was a granddaddy of slavery,
Guys, can I
okay, and
speak?
that's not Burkina Faso.
Burkina
You can let me just
Faso. Hold on.
yeah, go
Burkina
on,
Faso.
go
I'm gonna
on,
ask you
go
one
on,
question.
bang.
One question, please, Burkina Faso. What does
Yeah.
Sankara means in Moise?
Oh, honestly, I don't know what Sankara
in
means.
Moise? Oh, but you said earlier,
Just tell us
about
what
an
it
hour
means,
ago,
bro.
you claimed that
Just tell us what it means.
Sankara is a last name for Moise.
No. What I
So please
said
correct
is that
yourself. So please correct yourself.
Sankara, and all that. So what are you trying to get?
Sankara is a Fulani name. It's a
Oh my
Fulani last
Can I
name.
speak?
That
Can I
is
speak?
facts. Correct yourself.
Can I
I'm gonna end
speak?
it.
Can I
Yes.
speak?
Yeah.
Can I
Yes,
speak?
yeah. Let yes, Burkina, you can speak, my brother. Go on.
Okay, Mr. Bang, okay? Mr. Bang, I'm a very humble person, but allow me to brag about one thing, okay? Just to let you know that I know what I'm talking about, all right? You see, Thomas Sankara had a brother, okay, who was a Catholic priest, okay? As soon as he got killed, all right, his brother went in exile to Rome, and up to this day, he's still in Rome, okay? And he's a priest there. He was accepted in Rome up to this day. And you know what? Once every blue, he will visit my mother. So I saw his brother from time to time. You get what I'm saying?
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. Obviously,
Wait a minute.
Hold
on, Bang.
Bang, let him finish. You can come after him, bro. After him. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So what I'm telling you is that I'm speaking based on what I know. Do I know exactly what Sankara means? That I don't know. I can ask my mother, all right? What I can tell you for sure is that Thomas Sankara, along with his family, came from a group of Moshi people that are Fulanis who assimilated into the Mosi culture, all right? So meaning that in Burkina Faso, there's two brands of Fulanis. You have the Fulanis. Wait a minute.
He's right. Burkina is right. Bang, he's right.
No. What he's saying is right.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Let me say this. I'm gonna be quiet.
So there's two brands. There's two brands of.
Okay.
There's two brands
Let Bang
of
finish
Fulanis in Burkina.
Okay.
Let me finish.
There's two brands of Fulanis in Burkina Faso. There's two brands of Fulanis in Burkina Faso. You have the authentic Fulanis, and then you have the Fulanis who integrated.
We get that, bro.
We get that part. What are you saying is okay. Let me say this, right? Let me say this. Okay, V. 1 second. Anywhere you see the Fulanis, right? When they have some type of numbers, right? They mix with other tribes, right? Just like how you see in Nigeria, you have Hausa Fulanis, right? you have House of Fulanis. So obviously what you're saying is the same thing, even in my country, in Sierra Leone as well. You understand me, right? But his father, Thomas Sankara's father, was a Fulani man. That's what I'm telling you. That's why his last name is Sankara. His mother was a Moise. Obviously, his mother was a Moise, but his father was a Fulani man. See, that's what you're trying to mislead.
Okay, but this what?
That's what you're trying to mislead.
No, but this what I just.
Dinus.
Everybody's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but yeah, I think you two. I think you two misunderstanding each other. Okay, the word Sankara, it came from the Guinea coast, all right? We have roots and we have towns and people that still got that last name from is mixture. And in Guinea, for example, and Sierra Leone, the people are called Sankara are either mixture Fula, Mandinka, Temene from the north because they mix with the Mandinka also. And I think that was Sankara. Yeah. What this brother? Yes. But I think you're right.
Brother is not understanding.
Yeah.
What this brother is not understanding. This brother is not understanding that the last name.
No, he got you now. He got you now. He got you now. He understands you now because he understands what you're saying now because he did not get it. Yeah.
Because you see, a group of people can assimilate into another tribe while keeping their names.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just that their way of life is different now. They adopted the new way of life, but their last names could stay intact. So the fact that he still has like a Fulani last name doesn't mean anything. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling you exactly what I know, and I know what I know for a fact. All right. And like I told you, I met Thomas Sankara's brother multiple times. All right, just to let you. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying it to brag. I'm just telling you facts.
I understand. And I think you. And honestly, Burkina is one of the person. For someone that studied the history of the Sahel, I listened to him. He did not say a lot of things that's unfactual in here. So when he speaks, I tend to take less. I listen questioning less than a lot of people.
I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. There's you got plenty of Fulanis, right? That are Fulani origin. Yeah. You cannot know until you track their last name.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're right there.
How come you guys get to keep talking? I don't understand.
Okay, go on then.
You there?
Speak.
Go ahead, Delaware. I stepped away. Go ahead, Delaware. I'll pass it to Jagu. Go ahead, Delaware. I stepped away. Go ahead.
All right. So all this tribe thing. When are we going to get to what's happening today, and how are we going to get out of the problems that we're facing today? I don't understand this back and forth tribe, boy. This shit is incredible, bro. I'm on the wrong team. I should be with the Crackers.
Well said.
Are you guys out of your fucking mind? I don't think there's no way I could even have the concept, even if I wanted to move to Africa with all this bullshit. This tribe, that tribe. This shit is unfucking believable. We're talking.
I agree.
We the entire night, every time we come on this channel, the crackheads always get away. There is nothing. Nothing. This is incredible. I can't believe they keep winning like this. I can't believe they keep winning. What the fuck? This is so easy. This is like taking a candy from a baby. No wonder they could go into Africa so quick. Even today, 2026, they could just go and do what the fuck they want.
Tribalism still plays Africa to this day.
Thank the ancestors for the AES. Because it's the only goddamn hope we even got, even the slimmest hope. At least we have a slim hope. But every fucking time, if this represent Africa, all of Africa, tribe this, tribe that, hate this. You have 10,000 different tribes in Nigeria, that's against each other. Other countries, that's against each other. What the fuck? Are you guys telling me the crackers have it this easy?
Yes, they got it this easy.
Well, I had the same person. I had the same person spewing so many nonsense about Fulani people and saying so many things. and now they're saying we are tribalistic. Me, Burkina, and Bang, we're
How
talking
could we not?
in terms of learning about each other's history. We're not fighting. In fact, if you look at the people,
Al,
yes.
how could we get past just speak about no tribe, the concrete stuff,
Okay.
the economy
Right.
of Africa.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The economy of
Yes,
Africans
I
here,
agree.
of black people here in the diaspora. Why is this tribe? We always end
Let
up
Derek
with this
finish.
tribe back and
Mhm.
forth. I don't get it, bro. It's too easy. The crackers them have it too easy.
Talker, the only
No,
way,
it's true.
I
agree. I agree with you, Derek.
Talker, the only way is for Africa to put the tribes in a museum. That's the only
Put
way.
yourself in a museum.
That's
Get the
exactly
hell
my
out of
point.
here. Put yourself, man, put yourself in a goddamn museum.
I'm
That's not
telling
what
you,
he meant. He
Put
didn't mean it
yourself in a
like that.
goddamn museum,
Mean
man. Get
put
the
it
hell out of here
away.
with that talking, man. Get the hell out of here with that talking.
Listen what I'm saying.
He said,
Bang.
no,
You see,
Bang,
you're
he
doing
said
it now, Bang.
put it away.
You see what I'm
No,
saying?
because the way he
Bang,
put
he said
it,
put it
I know,
away.
Yeah, but he
no,
mean put in a museum, he put it on the shelf.
no.
Meaning
It's how he's putting it. I
don't
know exactly.
speak as a
how
black
he's
person,
putting it.
not as a tribe. Speak as a black person.
Okay. You see,
Yeah.
the thing is this, right? Tribalism in Africa, right? It's surrounded because of lack of developments. If you develop Africa, let's just say you give them infrastructure, right? Like respectful infrastructure, you give them, respectful energy, right?
Oh yeah.
Half of tribalism in Africa would disappear.
Where do you live, Bang? Where do you live?
So Ben,
I
what
live in
about
America.
Ben? What about South
Bang,
Africa?
you live in America, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you live in America, you see what I'm saying? It's only black we deal with. It's either black, white, Spanish, whatever. That's what you deal with, right?
Yes.
So
But in
why
Africa-
do you change? Why do you change when you speak about Africa? I don't understand.
Because you know why? You were talking about people that look alike, but then they have their own way of doing things. They have
Okay,
their
so
own
that's
language.
fine.
They have their own language of doing things.
No
You just
problem
can't
with that,
erase
bro.
stuff like that.
But that's fine. You see what I'm saying? There's no problem with that. That's good. I understand that part. But we all have the same problem. It's the same problem we have. That's
No,
what
I
I'm saying.
agree.
Can I just?
Yes,
I agree.
but look at the
Hold on,
great
Africa.
example, right?
Let me
the
just
AES, the
Bang.
AES.
Bang,
No,
Bang.
10 seconds.
Hold on,
Just
Bang.
10
that is
seconds.
now affecting
Bang,
America.
you asked a question. Let me just respond to you briefly. You said if Africa was more developed, there would be no tribalism. Yet, if you go to South Africa right now, the Dudulas is burning down African shops that is not South Africans. They're attacking other Africans, whether they're Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Ugandans, Somali, any other African.
Because of tribalism.
The tribalism in Africa has to be addressed. It's time to put up the tribes in a museum and adopt Pan Africanism.
I agree.
I think
And so, Bang, when he says that, it's not to be offensive. It's
yeah, I'm
to
not
say let's all work under one banner.
I'm not trying to be offensive, but I think the transatlantic slave
You know
trade
how
is one
you
of
say it, though.
yeah. I think the transatlantic slave trade is one of the worst thing that happened in human history. But at least the people in the diaspora developed Pan Africanism, and we was able to give that back to Africa for a better future. Because I think without Pan Africanism,
Now, Kwame, I'm not going to let you crash out on that, though. A large part of that is because we are infused in what they've been building. So we've been
Okay. Can you let Jagun speak? Because I'm gonna. I think it's my turn after Jagun because it's probably waiting.
It's your turn after me. It's your turn after me. You've been speaking all the time about it's your turn. You're a funny guy. You see, guys, man, I've just been listening, and it's easy to identify who's who, but I don't think we pay any attention to identifying who's who and what's been spoken and the narrative that's been spelled. Let me tell you this: black and the term and the word black is a political term that was manifested in the West. When it comes to tribalism, as we call it, if we speak about the Yorubas, we are in Nigeria alone. We're about 70 million. That's a tribe, but it's a people. We are bigger than most of the European countries, as you know, most of the European countries in terms of German, English, Dutch, French, whatever. We're bigger than them in numbers. But you see, what it is that there's complication in a continent like Africa. And because of this complication, especially when we are looking from the diaspora aspect, it becomes too complicated for us. So we don't want to deal with it. But we don't understand that in Africa, we have the largest amount of different people in the world, the largest ethnicities in the world. It tells you that it is the cradle of mankind because we mushroom, we keep mushrooming. If you talk about the
Jargon.
world, please let me just finish, please. I've been quiet. My God, you people are really
Just
strange.
hurry up, bro, because you just take too
I've
long.
just started, you fucking idiot.
I'm
Fuck
just
off.
saying you make certain
Just
good
fuck off.
points.
Yeah, Willie, stop side busting. Just let the man.
No, but it
speak.
shouldn't be.
Just shut up. I mean, what's the matter with
Dan,
you?
it shouldn't be instructing
Animal.
people though. That's quite off.
No,
That's off instructing people.
let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Jago.
I begin speaking at a normal voice and you just interrupt me and vex me. I don't need to be vexed by you idiots.
Go ahead, Jago. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Because of this, you have to see that the Americas have been decimated. The people there who were tribes, Indian tribes, decimated. There's a tenth of them left, if not less. The Australians, there's just so little of them left. It's only Africa with its tribes, as you don't want to just jump over, as it's called, that still remain. We still remain. We don't know how much thanks we need to give to that. Now, when you talk about tribes, you think it's a small thing. I'm trying to let you know it's not a small thing. What needs to happen is that we as a people, as a global people as we are now, need to come together. None of us answered the question. You see, the thing about black people is that it's easy for us to fight ourselves than fight the oppressor. And that's why you find people like Africa just pointing a finger all over the place and pretending about himself. This is, if you just listen to the way we are discussing our issues, we can clearly identify whose narrative is just pathetic. We can identify it if we're careful. And in our identification of this, we have to separate those who are speaking sense and those who are speaking away from development. It's very simple. But because we've got a job to do, it seems to me that we don't actually want to do it. We don't want to do the job we have before us. We are going to hand down all the pathetic nature that we carry to our next generation. That's a guarantee. I'm just listening to it. There is nobody trying to say, you know what, our people who are Yoruba, our people who are Fulani, this is the wrong issue about us. And these are the things about us that are progressive.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I've made it. Because
Right,
you
so
haven't
I
made
like
it.
to respond to that.
Can I just finish, my friend?
Please do.
Thank you. You see, I don't like the way we discuss. I don't like, it's not real. It's not real. It's crabs in a barrel. That's all we're doing. That's all we're putting forward. We're not putting forward any level of solution. We're not putting forward any level of understanding. When you talk about Nigeria, you talk about the biggest economy in Africa in real terms. In real terms, let's not pretend about anything because we hate. We like to, we don't like Nigerians and all that rubbish that people are mentioning on this program. Being the biggest economy in Africa, it means that West Africa as a whole has a stand to be a global entity. We are supposed to be leading the world to the next millennia. But there is no way we're going to be able to do that based on the way we discuss things. We are blessed. We are blessed with the fact that we are many. We are many differences. And in our differences, there is a lot within each of our tribes that we can bring to the fore that would add to the collective. That's how Europe developed. If you see how Europeans share information, share doctrine, we look upon them as a one people. They're not a one people, but we look upon them as that. So they've some level of fortress against the
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
but what did you say that our I don't
All right,
understand.
cool.
I
You
disagree.
said the
Sorry,
same
I
thing I
disagree
said.
with two things.
Hold on.
South Africa is the biggest economy in Africa,
Adonis,
not
can I
All
respond to
right,
you
all
Nigeria.
real
right,
quick?
all right, all right,
And
all right.
okay, and okay, and also your tribe population is only 40 million,
Let me
just
know
like
when I
my
could
tribe
go.
No,
is
that's
You
40
what
see
you
the
million.
sound
read.
of the
That's
tribe
what you
again.
read,
See,
but
I
that's not
do
the
it
fact.
again.
That's not the fact. But anyway, carry on. Can you? There was somebody that wanted to ask a
You,
question.
Jorgen, you said you didn't say anything that I didn't say. You might say differently, but that's the same thing I said.
Well, we
I
mean you don't
agree.
have to argue. Therefore, we don't have to argue if you agree with me.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just
why are
saying.
you even saying what you're saying? You see, look, I said what I said from listening. I was here listening to how you guys were squabbling
No,
about all
but don't
kinds.
say you
Oh
guys though.
God.
I didn't.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
See,
Jagun,
here's
you
the
finished,
problem,
bro?
though.
No, I haven't.
Okay, let Jagun finish then, please, because you got to go around if that's all
Oh,
right.
come on, Jaguar. I
Oh,
thought you
you
finished.
see the difference in what you pushing me to do. You know that you are always. It doesn't matter what's been spoken about. You take your turn at any time you want, but you're telling me to hurry along. You're very rude.
I
You're
interjected.
very
I did not
rude,
spoke. I
bruv.
only
You're
spoke once.
rude. You are rude.
You can
Now let me
Jaguar,
just
just
you can
finish.
see what
focus,
you
bro. Just land. People want to speak. Good.
Okay, let me
please.
finish. You could be as bored as you want. You know what I mean? You see, there's a difference between me and everyone else. There's a way we bring ourselves together, or there's a way that we tear ourselves apart. And if we want to go the way of tearing ourselves apart, believe me, I'm not part of it. I'm not a part of it. Thank you.
So this is one of the cool
Okay,
things you
okay,
learn.
okay, okay,
Hold on,
okay.
real quick,
I
bro.
was gonna speak. Well, okay, all right, okay, go on.
I'll keep it short. I promise. Right. This is one of the cool things you learn about dealing with the imperial system that dominates the world directly. Right. Like, there's a term in America that says, "So goes the cracker, goes the Negro." Right. I didn't say the other N word, no tariff. Right. But that's a saying. Right. What has to happen is you have to get in and out. You have to speak so other people can respond to the points that have been made, right? So
Thank you.
one of the things I wanted to respond to that kind of got lost because you went a little too far with it, Jagoon, but it was this conversation that, without involving anyone and without just focusing on your place in the system, we can't win. That's not true for my people, right? So now, when I'm speaking for Black Americans and I'm listening to you guys' conversations, which the other brother was trying to point out is so problematic because all you hear is tribe, 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 beef, beef, beef. It never gets to empowerment, right? The question then becomes for me, who as a Black man in America has kind of ingrained himself in the system. And in February, which is Black History Month, right? We know we do have a certain value in this system. We have ingrained ourselves to a certain level, right? Is the question trying to unite or benefit, right? Something that's very disjointed, right? When I look at the continent, when I look at this conversation, I don't see unity. I don't see anything that we could build on that can just defeat this cracker that I live next to, right? Does it make any sense until this kind of tribalism is removed to even focus on this unified goal? Would it be better to just build in segmented areas, right? Like I'm building a segmented area. I tell people all the time, people ask me, why did you leave the Black community? I didn't leave the Black community. I gentrified a white one, right? I'm trying to bring as many bell pepper nose Negroes I can with me to where I am. It's a segmented
Right.
plan, though. It's not involving everyone, right? Even in the Black American community.
Right.
So when I hear these conversations, if we take the conversation back to where it started, right? The sellout, the Negro. What we know in Black America is when the Boule does what they do, you have the people from the bottom that didn't connect themselves with this, associate themselves with this, benefit from this. They point up the hill and say, those were the sellouts. But to the conversation of Black history. If you look at the legacy of the Boule, you're talking about the legacy of the AME Church, the African Methodist Episcopal Church. You're talking about the legacy of the HBCU, right? Black colleges. A portion of this did come from working with the controlling powers and literally just carving out our own spot and trying to build on that. Would that be more beneficial for me, who feels like I am in a position of power? I have a white caddy named Joshua. He's a good white kid. He does well in school, and I tip him very well around Christmas, right? So he can get whatever he wants for his girlfriend. But for me, right, is there any benefit in attaching myself to this mass of tribalistic confusion or working with the structure to carve out my own spot? And that's a sincere
Good point.
question.
Good point. Good point. Good. Okay. Which I think this is where I go back. I mean, people gonna call me all kind of names. You know, they're gonna insult Islam or Abrahamic religion, saying
Let me
Africanism
speak
is
after
better.
Africa.
Okay, no problem.
Yo, chill
But
out,
for me,
Kwame.
if you read
I know I
throughout
cooned
West
out,
African,
Kwame. Go ahead, bro. My fault.
okay, if you look at the history of West Africa and throughout their empires, you know, there's been good and bad, you know, in all religions, and you know, but when you look at when Islam came to West Africa, especially the days of the Al-Andalusia conquest, in when Black Africans used to control their religion, okay? Because what will happen is when Islam came, we translated the Quran and are written in our own languages, okay? We did not translate it in Arabic. So if
I'm
the
aware,
average
bro.
Arab man is reading, yeah, if the average Arab man is going to read it, they're not going to understand. They're going to see Arabic written,
Very
but they don't
similar to
understand what
the
we're saying.
NOI here in America. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
I understand.
And also the Mandinka, yes, thank you, sir. And the Mandinka introduced a language of what they call Unko. And if you go to Gambia today, Unko is taught by Fula, by Mandinka, by Soninka, all of those, right? But when Black people were in control of their religion and their destiny, they did well. And it kind of unites them because that's how we managed to, you know, encroach into Europe, what you call Spain today and Portugal and Andalusia. And there's so many documented facts. If you go to Morocco to their museum, if you go to
Much of that was
Spain to
done
the
under
museum,
Islam, though.
under Islam, but Black controlled Islam. It's when the Arabs, Black controlled Islam. It's
I get
when
your point.
thank you. So it's when we allowed, okay, this is what happened. Black people developed most of Southern Europe under Islam. We brought so much science. That's when Islam, because Islam is a scientific religion. That's one of the reasons why I'm drawn to it. It's not because of the spiritualness only and other stuff, but it's scientifically fact. If you read a lot of the stuff in there, it makes a lot of sense. But back in the days, Islam was very scientific. That's why the mosque is a place of learning. It's not a place of worship. You
I'm
can pray
smart
anywhere.
enough to know
Okay?
that, but please don't tell the
Thank you.
Moors in America that. The FBA Moors. I'm with you, though.
Oh, forget
I'm with
about
you.
yeah. Thank you, sir. So the thing is, when the Black people controlled Spain and ruled Spain for so long, and the Arabs came, and I did. It's a good example of what happened. I will narrate. So what happened in Kwara State 2 weeks ago when Boko Haram
Who are
came
the
to a
Arabs?
village.
Who are the Arabs?
The Arabs, they came from the Middle East and they came the Assyrians. I would say the Assyrians, okay?
And
you know.
And you said what about them?
Okay, it's when they
Just
came to
say it. They
Spain.
then became the Fulani. Just say it.
No, okay. Let me just say Arabs. The Fulani
That's where he
joined
was going, bro.
Yeah, I know. You just want to get to the Fulanis were the first people, and the Soninke. In fact, the Soninke were the first people who encountered the Tuaregs. Okay, not the Arabs. I'm going to put the Arabs aside. Actually, they're not. I misspoken. The Tuaregs. When they came to that region called Morocco and Algeria, the first people they encountered was the Tuaregs, and because they are the Soninke, my bad. Because they owned the Ghana Empire at that time, we was under them. Our kingdom was right next to it called Takur. By that time, we wasn't black, wasn't Arab people. We didn't mix. We're not Tuaregs. We don't have any admixture. We're just simply black Africans. But it's when they brought the Islam to the Soninke, and they accepted it. And so Ninkeman first became the man that first person to write translate the Quran, and then we adopted that religion, and then they have tried so many years, these Tuaregs, to get into Spain. Okay, they couldn't do it. It was the Takrur horse fighters. Someone was saying the other day, we ride camel. Go out to Africa, we don't have camel, we are horses. We still have horses in the coast. Okay, and basically we managed to get into Spain. We conquered and ruled Spain for so long. But the Arabs came from the Far East and telling us and the Tuaregs, thank you very much. We've been trying to control this place for so long. You dumb ass, you now take over, because you cannot be a ruler of the religion if you don't have Arab bloodline. This is the same thing that happened. So our highest times in history, when it comes to scientific knowledge, being expansionist, where we actually went and colonized the colonizers, was under Islam. Was it under Christianity? Was it under African religion?
Time, bro. That's not the highest time.
No, Egypt. Forget about Egypt. Egypt was okay. Egypt, don't you know? Ghana Empire is actually and Kushite. Yeah, no, I get that. I got that there, right? I'm talking about in the modern relevant times to the legacy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. Let me just finish that. Right. So you can see, where I'm coming from. So it's not about the religion. It's about the people who are following the religion and people who are having control of what they believe in and their population. And we need to put this tribalism aside, because we managed to do that so far in the far West Africa, okay, and work together as a group. Because if we look at
Africa, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please, go on. Yeah.
The Quran claims that drinking camel piss is
Kwame, B. Hey,
Kwame. Hold on. Let me just ask the brother a question. The Quran states that drinking camel piss is beneficial. Now, do you hold to the same position that the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Hold on. Do you hold to the position what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that drinking camel piss is beneficial? And do you also believe that semen come from the backbone of humans?
Hey, yo, Kwame,
go ahead.
How is this beneficial, bro? Like,
okay. I don't. I honestly, I'm not the most religious, educated person when it comes to Islam. I know about history. You know, I am very.
I can give you the Quranic verse.
No problem. No, but just let me land it. You can do that, right? So the reality is, the Arabs who we see today, who have came and mixed with the Tuaregs, who actually have marginalized them in Africa today, and marginalized black people in Spain, and took over our empire and our civilization that we built, because the Arab came to the Al-Andalus. They said, "Oh, we need to remove science out of Islam." And this is where the Christians, who was coming from the north of Spain, like people like Alfonso the Great, say, "Well done. We're going to learn all the scientific factor of of Islam. You can just be spiritual now. You can be just a political group." So that's when these people are becoming more scientifically aware, like the Enlightenment and so on in the entire European continent. The reality is, it's not as simple as we like to make it to be. You can be religious, you can be a Muslim, and you can be evil as hell. You can be a Christian, and you can be evil as hell. You can be African traditional religion, you can be evil as hell. It's all about having something to hold on to make. We need more nationalism, okay? So that's the reason why I think this tribal business we have in Africa need to die down. But we in the far west, like in the Guinea Coast, we don't have tribalism that much. There's tribalism everywhere, but we not get to that point where we're fighting each other politically, in the streets. Like, for example, if you look at Lagos, there are a bunch of Igbos who've been driven out of Lagos because they're Igbos. And if you look at,
my brother, you see, if I may, you see, very quickly. I know I've really spoken. I know that you spoke. You speak throughout the whole thing. What's the matter with you?
I was having a conversation with the brother. If you
that's cool.
Can you not dissolve?
That's cool. But you see,
thank you.
Just for a moment, Jagun. Just allow us, right?
He's getting triggered, isn't he? Bless him.
I'm not triggered. I'm just trying to point to you guys that what we're speaking about now in all these history facts, we're not really looking forward. We're still stuck in the past. The whole world is going away from nationalism. You're going to see that what is going on in the West.
Jagun, that goes into the conversation we're having.
is a big war.
We are going somewhere, Jagun. We are going somewhere.
No, you're
Please,
not.
we are
You're
going
just going
somewhere.
backwards and letting us know all your historical idiotic facts that don't merit
Nah,
anything.
Jagun, watch this,
Nah,
right?
you lot are
What I was gonna
wankers.
say was
You lot are wankers.
The Igbos that have been targeted out of Lagos didn't happen yesterday.
You don't have no.
It happened this year.
You don't have. You
It
don't
happened
have
this year.
no
It's not
hold
history.
on
some of the
knowledge.
similarities, right? I wanted to
You
speak
lot
to
are
some of the
I have.
similarities.
Oh,
That
whatever.
even
Yeah.
Wankers.
Yeah, go on. Dennis, I mean,
All it
he's
is that
actually
you like
making this.
your own voices. You're not speaking any sense. You're not making
I
any
am speaking.
relevant sense of the world that we're in today. You're giving us
Jagun, we
history.
kind of were building.
If you let us,
Nah, man,
if
you lot are
we're
wankers,
building,
man.
we're building.
Building what? You ain't building
Whatever.
shit. You ain't building shit.
Bro,
You're just talking
But
shit.
What's going on now? What's going on now? What's going on now?
we're no, leave it. Anyway, yeah, go
What's
on.
going on now, man?
Yeah. So what? No, I'm just having a conversation.
Africa,
Some
man, what's
really
going on?
morons interrupt. No, nothing is happening. It's just
I'm
some idiots
saying to the
interrupting and shouting.
conversation
Yeah.
I'm listening
Yeah,
to.
about interrupting. You fool.
Oh, his president is a Yoruba, right? Oh, but then he allowed
Look,
people to
here he
yell at him.
goes. Here he
You're
goes.
going with the
How did he get
tribalism,
there?
bro.
Hey, yo,
How did he
let
get
me
there?
forgive
Talking
me
about
for
it.
all of this.
Fucking Fulani cunt.
It's your fault, Kwame.
Hey, was she
Oh,
really?
so now,
It's your fault,
I'm a
bro.
Fulani cunts.
Was she
You said
really?
it. You said it.
No,
Was she
you said
really?
it. You said it, not me though. You said it.
You just said it yourself.
Damn, I had
You
Yo,
said it.
guys, how
I
can you
didn't agree what
guys?
you said.
Was she
Yo, guys,
really?
how can you guys be so tribalistic in 2027? We're in
My-
No, because
2027,
no,
and you guys are still hiding.
Exactly.
No,
You guys are
Burkina
still hiding behind tribes.
What's
Ban
it
and
really,
Burkina, we're
right?
still
Like we're having a
let us finish.
conversation,
I
and if
respect
you're
your
looking,
country.
if
I
you're
respect
looking
your
for
country, right?
some defined unity,
Bang, wait,
right?
Yeah.
Bang.
The
Yeah, go on.
defined unity, the
Was she really?
defined
My
unity is
solution.
in my good brother Kwame and myself. So Kwame is about to ask a question, even though he
Please.
triggers y'all. Right? Don't make it about camel pee or nothing. Like, what's up? What were you about to ask?
Yeah, my solution to the tribalism
I know what you're about to say,
eh,
bro. We had this
for
conversation.
Africa. I
Yes,
think
yes.
the best solution for Africa right now is for
Mm-hmm.
the diaspora. For the
Yeah, someone needs
diaspora
to
to
mute.
hold on. I think the
Hold on.
best solution for Africa is for the diaspora to colonize Africa. I think we have the right
Man, go to
philosophy.
hell. Man,
Hold on,
man, go to hell.
Hold
No.
on.
Nah.
Let him cook.
Bang,
I don't take
Ayo,
this guy
bang.
serious. I don't take this guy serious,
Bang.
man.
Yeah,
I know
Hold
what
on,
he's saying.
bang.
I don't take him serious.
Bang.
I don't
The thing
take
is,
him
why
serious,
did you
man.
use the word
No,
colonize?
I don't take him
Let him
serious.
finish,
Wait.
Because he think
Wait,
he's superior. That
bang,
people
please.
live in
Ayo,
Africa.
No,
bang.
please.
Or people that
Let
come
him
from Africa.
No,
finish.
bang.
It
That's what
might
he
not
thinks. That's
sound
what he
as
thinks.
crazy
Man,
as you think it
if you're
sounds,
so
bang.
if you're so serious, right? Okay, go
Bang,
to
I felt
Jamaica
the
and
same
tell
way when I
Jamaicans
first
to
heard
get
it,
themselves
bang.
out of the British.
But
The British
bro,
Let
Commonwealth.
him finish.
Exactly.
Is all I'm asking.
Bang, let me
Exactly.
finish.
All
Let him
these
finish,
island
bang.
countries,
Bang.
they still have control over the the so-called British.
Bang, can
Their king is
I
British.
Bang, can I finish?
Get the hell out of here, man.
Can I finish?
You always come here.
Yeah,
Acting
let
like
Bang,
your
here's what
people
I'm
are
saying,
superior
bang.
than the ones in
The
Africa.
first time
Get
he
the hell out of here,
presented
man.
what he was about to
Please, bang,
bang.
please.
The first time he
No.
presented what he was
Put
about to
yourself in
present to
put
me,
yourself in a what do
I
you call it?
felt
A
like you
museum.
felt. I
Dennis,
Put
understood.
yourself in a museum.
Dennis, mute Bang so he could shut up, bro.
Good.
Let him finish his point.
Bang, I'm begging you, man. Please.
Hey, but listen, if I would have said, hey, Bang, the Fulani should colonize Africa. Yeah, man. We the first people to write, man. We the first people to write, man. We wrote books, man. Yeah, man. We wrote books. We wrote books, man.
Finish your point.
But
now, my solution,
but
my
Kwame
solution,
makes a valid point.
my solution for Africa is for the diaspora to colonize Africa.
But
And
don't use the word colonize. Use another word.
Hold on,
Don't say colonize.
hold on, guys. I agree with Kwame. Okay. Kwame, okay, right. You are right. You're kind of right in some certain way. The word colonization is not the right word.
Yeah,
but
don't
I'm
use
telling
that
you,
word.
okay.
I'm using it colloquially.
Okay.
The reason why I say
Kwame, 1 second. Let me respond to that. Kwame, let me respond quick before you go. Yeah.
Why can't he finish? Why can't he finish what he's got to say? Why do you have to interrupt? Why? I'm listening to what he's saying.
Chill.
No, I'm listening to what the guy said. The guy said he would like Why can't
Even
we
the
let
man
him
that
finish and
you
say
is
why?
defending is shunning you. Even the man he's defending is shunning you. So just mute, bro.
No.
Come on, man.
I'm listening to
Hold
him.
on.
I don't want to
Go
listen to you
ahead,
no more.
Kwame. Go ahead and crash out.
Kwame, Kwame, finish. Finish, Kwame.
Now the reason why I say that because
Fucking idiot.
the diaspora is the ones that develop Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism has been the most beneficial thing in Africa for the last 200 years.
You're using all Greek
Hold on.
words. Diaspora, Greek, pan, Greek,
That's
African.
irrelevant.
Hold
That's
on.
irrelevant in this
All Greek words.
I'm gonna let you cook here in about 10 minutes. Hold on, let him finish. I gotta pass it to Omo Ifa
Ain't no
Yoruba.
diaspora.
I'll pass it. Go ahead, Kwame. I gotta pass
Dennis,
it.
let me respond to him though, because he asked me a
No, I
question.
got it. We got
No, why are you responding?
That is about 10 people I can't even get to. I can't even
Kwame, you got a minute.
get the plane off.
Kwame, you got a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you look at all of the African leaders that gained independence in Africa, they was all influenced by the diaspora. Whether it was Jomo Kenyatta, Steve Biko, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, all of the decorated leaders in Africa was influenced by the Pan-Africanism that was developed by the diaspora. Now,
Ain't no diaspora.
come on.
Even Ibrahim Traore today. Go ahead. You're correct.
Yeah, even Ibrahim Traore.
You're correct. Go
So
ahead.
so the only solution for Africa is only two solutions. Either they fully adopt Pan-Africanism as the goal and means that we have set forth for all black people, or either we come into Africa, stomp out the tribalism and help develop Africa. I don't see no other way. If you look at Nigeria, no matter what Tinubu do, the Yoruba's gonna vote for him. No matter what any ethnic tribe does in Africa, every ethnic group is gonna roll with their tribe, bias or not. Now, if you look at leaders like Marcus Garvey was not a African
Scammer.
American. Come on. Marcus Garvey was not an African American, but yet he was embraced by the African American community because the diaspora, we don't have
It's
tribalism
where he built
in the
his power.
diaspora.
It's
And
where
he was able
Oh, so
to
you don't
go.
have tribalists in the
Hold
diaspora?
Oh
on,
my
hold on, hold
God.
on, hold on, real
Yeah,
quick. Let him finish.
tribalism and fake
He
stuff.
was able to garnish over 6 million followers, one of the largest black movement in human history. When you look at people like Arthur Schoenberg, who's from Puerto Rico, he was able to come to America, nothing to do with Puerto Rico, and establish one of the largest black research center in the middle of Harlem, the Schoenberg Institution. If you look at leaders like
135th and Lennox Ave. I just had to
Yup.
say that.
If you look at leaders like Hubert Harrison, who was mentor to A. Philip Randolph, or J.A. Rogers, a mentor to John Henry Clark, we don't have tribalism in the diaspora. So I think the only way we can stomp out the tribalism and help develop Africa into a more STEM society, away from Islam and the pseudoscience or Christianity, and praying to a Jewish zombie, or
Now let
praying
me
to some
crash
black
out on the Dynas. Chill, let me
pray,
get him.
praying to some black rock in Arabia, we could develop and foster a better future for Africa.
The
But
problem
I
is
think
we do have tribalism
Willie,
now, and you know
Willie.
that.
Let him finish, and then I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Kwame.
that's
Yeah,
why I
let me
think
add on.
that's why I think Africa is in the fork in the road. Either fully implement Pan-Africanism and put the tribes in a museum, or have the diaspora come over, give more citizenship so we could come over and colonize Africa into a
Get
better,
down or lay down is the
All right,
yeah,
difference.
You're
yeah,
the word
into a
again, man.
better
I gotta
Africa.
pass the mic. Omo Ifa
I
Yoruba.
will support you.
Let me get this mic.
I will support you.
Yoruba, unmute yourself.
Let me get this mic.
Omo Ifa Yoruba, unmute yourself. Okay, going once, going
Yeah,
twice.
thank you. Eku Ojumo, that's how we greet in Yoruba land. There are lots of misconceptions about Yoruba people. Well, my accent might make you laugh. I can sound different, bro. You see, that's also was also one of our problems. Please, I'm 58
You
years
good,
old.
bro. You good.
I'm 58 years old. Please show some respect as we do in Yoruba land. There are a lot of misconceptions about Africans. The only thing I can pick out of the whole arguments I've been listening to for hours, what is the way forward? It's not noise. It is correction. It is identifying what the problem is and how to get the problem solved. We are on a marketplace. A lot of us do not understand what life is all about and what has happened. And without history, without knowing our ancient history, which is still preserved in Africa, we will never move forward. Nobody can come from America and say, oh, we're going to do this. You cannot do that in Yoruba land. You have to address the problem. And the problem is finding the way back into what people call generally African spirituality. And what is African spirituality? It is Ifa. And Ifa is the most complex than you can ever imagine. Ifa built the world. Ifa is still ruling the world. Ifa has been identified on all continents because on all continents, our people were there. The ancient Americans who say, okay, today we are Negroes, well, but we are not Africans. There were people who left Yoruba land with ships built with bitumen, and they touched every continent. They were re-identified and renamed as Phoenicians, and at one time Ethiopians, and later Negro. The same people with different tongues, the same people out of the line of the so-called Nimrod in the scriptures, the same people who walked the path between the south of Egypt and Egypt itself, the same people who built the pyramids on Ifa. And we have the proofs now.
So Nimrod was real?
Nimrod is Lamorudu in Yoruba.
You always do this, Kwame.
Oh man!
I would just ask.
He's my brother doing this, but I be sick of Kwame. He always do this.
The Bible again, boy. The
And he's
Bible.
only able to manipulate the conversation because he knows where it's gonna go.
I got. Okay. Hold on. Omo for Yoruba, you got 30 seconds.
Please stop interrupting. Let me just have my few minutes.
Nah, but Omo for Yoruba. Listen, this is not a Yoruba history.
No, I'm going some because
I understand, but this is not the topic.
Please, don't you speak my please.
Omo Ifa. Child of Ifa. Child of Ifa. This is not it.
No, you need to understand.
Omo, this is not it, Omo. This is not.
It's not the Ifa thing. It's about understanding where you all come from, where the cradle of civilization is.
It's Ife. I know it's Ife. I know Omo Ifa, but it's not. It's not.
The Niger Congo people are the oldest people in West Africa, not Niger Benue people. Just get that right, genetically, linguistically. Okay. So I don't know where you get the story from.
I gotta pass the mic. TMI, THC. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, sir. Rise and shine, proud Americans. It's the man in the high castle.
Here we go.
And I want to address the panel real quick about recolonization of Africa in 2026. Have you ever heard of carbon border?
No.
You ever heard of carbon border tax?
No. What is it?
Carbon border tax right now is through the EU, and they're going to be taxing everybody, every country, which they already are, who's emitting all this carbon radiation in their countries. They're putting tariffs on you guys already.
It's an economic policy.
We got tariff anyway.
Nah, this carbon policy is talking about is a more encompassing thing that's going to penalize people for producing.
That includes Russia and China. They're going to penalize them too.
Not as much.
Guys, carbon border emissions taxation is a real thing. Also, You guys always mention Kwame Nkrumah and all the other people, Sankara, but y'all always forget to mention the one and only who had it right out that way. And he was in the 20th century up into the 21st century. Do you know who that is? And he didn't talk about no damn Pan-Africanism. He talked about nationalism in Africa. Do you know who that is? And he was about that for 40-something years.
Who is it? Malcolm X?
Robert Mugabe. See, y'all forget about that stuff. Y'all talking about this old ass shit that's played out. Robert Mugabe had the serum for y'all.
Had the
Look what y'all doing now. Y'all about to get recolonized. Y'all talk all that other bullshit about everybody else, but Robert Mugabe, the only one from that area that was formidable. He was formidable.
All right, so we know that. So
yeah, but you would never big him up.
I
You would never
disagree.
big him up. You know why?
Yeah, guys, let him.
Because you're cowardly and talking about this diaspora dream shit that never existed. Build from your own home, like Robert Mugabe did. Yeah, he got some European education, but he brought that shit right back there and he rushed them out of there.
And
You're
where's
cowards
Zimbabwe
to that.
today?
You're cowards to that.
Where's Zimbabwe today?
Why are you
Better
saying
than
we're
all of
cowards? I don't
Africa.
get it.
You think so?
Hell yeah, that man. Out of all the Western forces in the world, they look at Zimbabwe as paradise on earth. They would love to have that as a tourist attraction for just Westerners.
That's not the conversation, though. What's been their benefit in terms of Pan-Africanism?
Pan-African is a fucking joke. Talk about nationalism on your own damn continent.
Now you just lied on Robert Mugabe. You said
He was a
Mugabe.
nationalist. He was no damn Pan-Africanist. You know that. Cut that bullshit out. That's why you don't big him up. That's why y'all clowns don't big him
We
up.
wasn't talking about Zimbabwe, bro.
Go ahead and cook.
Exactly. You guys forget about
But we
Mugabe.
weren't
He was
talking about
never
Zimbabwe.
a fucking Pan-Africanist. He was a nationalist.
That who was knighted by the Queen.
And he ran all that bullshit back.
And
He ran them back out of fucking back into Europe.
Well, he. Let me tell you
He
something,
ran
bro.
them back up to Europe.
Let me tell you something.
Just like what's his name did from Uganda. After he got all that
Idi
shit from
Amin.
Scotland,
Idi Amin.
he
Idi
ran
Amin
them back
Dada.
up into
Idi Amin Dada.
Robert Mugabe did his thing,
The
but he
truth
was
out
also
there.
pushed. Let me hold on a
I'm
second. But he
asking
was
how
also
we
pushed.
utilize anything that you
But we weren't talking
brought
about
up
him anyway.
into power.
Talking about
going
that
forward.
damn diaspora shit.
Now anybody
Joke ass
anybody
motherfuckers.
could put in any of this search engine. Type in was Robert Mugabe a Pan-Africanist? That's
They
all you
gonna
have to
say
do.
hell no.
That's all you have to do.
100% was.
If you type in
Okay.
any search engine, whether it's
You type
ChatGPT,
it up.
Grok, or
It's
even
gonna
a
say
Google
yes.
search,
There's a
it's
reason
gonna
why you
tell you
don't
that Robert
respect him.
Mugabe was a Pan-Africanist.
I don't have
He
to
was
search
never a
that.
Pan-Africanist. You know that. He was
That's
never
not
no
true.
scam artist.
Now you
FBA
said
versus everybody
Wait,
on this
wait,
shit.
wait.
now
This
you
is a
said
whole
FBA is a
takeover.
Pan-Africanism is
scam
a
artist?
joke.
FBA on standby.
Now you said Pan-Africanism is a joke.
I
Well,
colonized this whole
Crazy.
panel
Afrifest Bank just invested
on GP.
$2.5 billion into the Caribbean islands. Is that a joke?
They
No.
was begging, kissing his ass.
Oh yeah, you didn't even hear what I
Yeah.
said.
I know. I understand what you're saying. Mugabe. I understand what you're saying. Mugabe did drove the white farmers out of the land because
Yeah,
they
we
break
all know that.
they break. Yeah, but the reality is in West Africa. In fact, when you talk about Pan Africans, we don't really look at Kwame Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara and so on. We in West Africa, we look at people like Samori Toure, Alpha Yaya Diallo. These are the two, and Sengbe Pierre and Baibure. These are the people we still worship in the region. These are the people who physically fought against European invasion.
And you didn't
some of them
protect them
died.
either. Y'all didn't protect those people on the continent that you just named in Sankara. Y'all didn't protect them. You won't protect y'all fake Pan-Africans won't protect these people. Y'all jokes.
Yeah, Pan-Africans. Okay, I don't want to go into that. But these are the people that we see who are the founding fathers of Pan-Africanism in our sense. Like Cheikh Bamba and all them people. They in West Africa, not all Africa, just West Africa. They fought, and a lot of them died in the hands of Europeans. But they did not. The war never ended.
It's a model and a mindset built in Western countries, right? This is a model and a mindset built in America, right?
However,
when we're talking about all these specific leaders, they always speak about the things that were taught here in America.
Yeah, I know. Do you know the funny thing is, my child went to we were doing history lesson in school, right? All they taught my child is about African American slavery, and he had an essay you have to write. So I just switched it and I just wrote different things going back to the empires.
But the reason
greatness.
why that's a big deal is very simple, right? Like we're the only country, right, in the Western Hemisphere that did put a black man in the ultimate leadership position, right? So if you're quantifying, right, the effect of certain movements, it's a fact that the things that we did here in America had an influence on Western civilization. Forget everything.
African.
But hear what I'm saying. Forget everything Traore will say about how great Douglas was. Forget the things you'll find in Kwame or Patrice Lumumba's speeches about black leaders, right? The reality is we were able to actually make a push back against this system that controls the world. There's no other example. Hold on.
That's why I agree
Kwame,
with
real quick, and I'm gonna land here. To Kwame's point, there's no other region you can look at that has had more impact on pushing back against the overall, effects of white supremacy and colonialism than Black America. There's nowhere else you can look.
And the Caribbean. I totally agree, bro. This is where I agree with Kwame.
Caribbean. Name the currency of one Caribbean island. Name one Caribbean island, and I'm gonna tell you their currency is in the gutter.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, right?
Nobody in the Caribbean want to hold their own currency.
We don't need to crash that far, brother. Hold on.
We don't need to go that
Deal
far.
with the things we can agree on first.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to build on, something positive, okay? Like the African Americans, and I'd rather live one second. I would rather
damn African. I'm
American.
Get that right.
Kwame.
You gonna address me like I'm Mr. Charlie. You hear?
TM, I agree. You're making some points.
You hear that? You're gonna address me like I'm Mr. Charlie.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yo, guys, do you guys know what I think? Do you guys know what I think about the AES right now?
What you laughing at?
Do you guys know what I think about the AES right now?
Foundational right here.
Do you guys know what I think about the AES right now?
We're not gonna worry about no damn ADOS. This foundation.
You're on the wrong show, bro.
Yeah, go on.
Mr. America, you're on the wrong show.
Just understand though that the FBA doesn't
I believe
the Black American mindset. We're ready to support.
I believe that from here on, Assimi Goïta, Tiani, and Ibrahim Traore are never ever going to be forgotten from here on in Black history.
I would agree with
going
that.
forward.
100%. Yeah, I make sense, and also I agree with Kwame that I rather pastor as a Fulani man. I rather have African Americans and Jamaicans living next to me than some dusty African tribe. I'm not joking, bro. This is what I think, because the reason why I'm saying this, in Sierra Leone, where we have Creole, African American, and the Caribbean that came and settled in our country, these people assimilate well. They change the culture in a positive way. Okay, tribalism is less.
We've been forced
Okay,
to.
and
Correct.
yes, and we build on something. We build economy building something. We teach a lot of countries. In fact, like what we were talking
We're
earlier,
not
like
focused on
countries.
tribalism. That was Kwame's
Yeah,
point.
yeah, because they're nationalistic, and that's what we need in the
We've
region. We
lost
need
our
more
tribal
national.
That's what I
connection.
just said. Mugabe was
Yeah,
on
I
his
agree.
nationalism. Y'all talking
Yeah,
about
no, I agree.
Pan-African shit. It don't work. Y'all know y'all don't practice it on the continent. It don't
Bro,
it don't
But
if
we're
work
you an
talking
outside the
FBA,
past
continent.
bro,
nationalism.
if you an FBA, why are you in
Nationalism
African
works on the
business?
continent. Not socialism.
That's what
Nationalism.
isn't that what the
When I
aliens
mentioned
do?
Kwame, crash out.
when I mentioned Caribbeans earlier,
Because
I
you
mean
let him pop in
Caribbeans
like that.
also. Okay, Caribbeans also fought against slavery. They fought in the UK
Hold
where I
on, my
live.
African brothers.
They fought.
To the brother
Yeah,
that was
they fought
speaking,
so
why are
hard.
you in African business, right? Kwame and myself, even though our plan might be crazy in terms of being an element of now colonizing Africa, that's not your business. Why are you in our conversation?
First and
Did I get it
foremost,
right, Kwame?
first and
Yeah. Why are
foremost,
you in our conversation? Shouldn't you be worried
first and
about
foremost, you tell the levels,
reparations
I'm right here. You
and
can either kick me out
in
or deal
America?
with me.
Nah, you
Nah,
good. I'll
nah,
kick
you
you.
good. But I'm just saying, why are you involved in, tether business and just African business? If you delineated from the rest of the black race, shouldn't
Right.
you
First and
be
foremost, that's a great
hold
question. That's a
on.
very good question.
Hold
Let
on. Let
him
me lay my
finish it.
plan. If you delineated right from the rest of the black race, and you
What?
don't want to be associated with no other black group, why are you worried about Africa? Shouldn't you be
Right.
worried about reparations and Prop 209 and the Equal Protection Clause and something?
HR 40.
Yeah,
Right.
That's a
HR
great
40,
question. I want to
something
make
more
sure that I
tangible.
want to make sure y'all still not fleeing and staying
Let him
on
answer,
your
Kwame.
homeland and fix
I
it
want to
up.
hear this one.
Overall, that's the best solution for everybody. Fix up your
No. That's a
homeland,
bad
stay
answer.
where y'all are.
Me and Kwame's homeland is here, but we're still
Where's that? Where's that homeland?
America, right? But we're
Right.
still
Stay here
concerned.
and fix it.
Hold
We
on.
fix it up
Hold
here.
on. Hold on. You're not
Talking about taking
understanding that.
flights over everywhere else and trying to fix up every other
So,
place.
so
You're
let me
not
ask something.
understanding
How,
that this
come
conversation.
the white man go other places and fix it up?
Oh,
Wait.
what about the
Before y'all
starving
get
kids
involved,
across
right? This is
Europe?
an
What
American
about them too?
conversation.
No one
No,
cares what you
but
just said, bro.
how
No
about the
one
We're
white
cares.
man?
saying,
They came from
me
the
and
Caucasoid
Kwame are saying
Mountains,
our
don't they?
conversation is about
How
our
come?
potential influence on the continent that could benefit all of us. If you remove yourself from that conversation, why are you interrupting us?
That place is not my ancestral homeland. My
So why are
motherland is
you
the
Good, bro.
United
So
interrupting
States
get
of
the
us?
fuck off the
America.
channel.
That goes
Okay,
back to the question.
I think you're
Good.
contradicting
Get the
yourself
fuck
a
off
little
the
bit.
channel. Go back to your
Yeah, he's
damn Native
contradicting.
Americans or whatever.
He is contradicting himself. That's why I listened to him carefully before I
I
got in.
know.
But he's
Why you talking
contradicting
about
himself.
Mugabe? How the hell you know about Mugabe anyway?
Yeah,
Why you studying
Yeah.
Mugabe?
Because he knows his real history.
Why you studying Mugabe?
Yeah,
He
you shouldn't be
knows his
studying
real
Mugabe. You
Mugabe,
should
No,
be
history.
but
studying.
that's a
You
great
know who you
question.
should be
I'll
studying?
tell you why I would
The
Frederick
study
same way
Douglass,
Mugabe.
me and
A. Philip
Kwame
Randolph.
I'll
study.
tell you why I study Mugabe. Because
We know
while
our
y'all
people.
echoing and romanticizing about these past people that you're never going to protect, just like you're never going to protect Ibrahim Touré, you're never going to protect him.
Oh, you
You're
will
never
be
going
Let
after
to.
him
him?
finish.
But
Let
there
him
was
finish.
one person on that continent from the 20th century up into the 21st century who had it right. He
Mugabe.
didn't need y'all protection. He didn't need that Pan-African bullshit.
Not
Bro,
And that
Willie.
was
Not
Mugabe.
he
Willie.
was knighted
Willie.
by the
I always
queen.
hear
I
from
The
don't care
West
who
FBA.
he
loved
was
him.
knighted by.
Hold
He
The
on.
didn't
West
need y'all
loved him. He
protection.
was the darling. He was the darling of the West.
Hold
And
on.
he
Okay,
didn't need
they
y'all
loved him.
protection.
You don't
Hold
know
on.
about you
Only
don't know about
because
He
he
Mugabe,
didn't
has
bro.
fly
You
out
something
don't
to
white.
Europe to get
pretending.
That's the
health
only
care.
reason.
He didn't
Something you
fly
read.
to
Something
Europe.
you
Let
He didn't
read.
fly
Kwame
out to
go.
France and England to get his health care.
They're
He
right.
stayed
Something
right at
They're right.
you
home.
read,
Hold
bro. You
on.
don't
Let
know nothing
Kwame
about. You
go.
He
don't know
stayed
nothing
right
about.
at home.
You
See,
He
you
don't know
keep
was
nothing
the
on
about.
saying I
Idi
don't,
Amin.
but you asked me why I brought him up. He stayed right at home, got his health care. He fixed up his home. Y'all bullshitting. That's the
Willie.
saddest part
Do you
about it.
know the
What you
history of
gonna
that
do
land?
when the black winter
At
comes?
at one
What
point,
you
at
gonna do
one
when the
point,
black winter
winter comes onto the continent.
Now,
ain't
Black Winter.
Willie
you
and
ain't gonna be
Dynas.
ready.
Don't worry, the White Winter gonna come before the Black Winter.
No, you ain't gonna be ready. Just like
The
Torre
White
said,
Winter is coming from the Black
you ain't
Winter.
gonna be ready for Black Winter that's coming. You don't
That's
even
what
know what
Black
he was
Winter.
talking about. Name what he was talking about.
Bro, hold on.
You ain't gotta worry about
See,
that, bro.
you don't even talk about what he was talking about.
Hold on.
What did he mean by Black Winter's coming?
Bro, you can't just filibuster the whole conversation.
Yeah,
Dynas and Willie. I always hear
Worry
FBA
about what
claim that
Iran is gonna do to
everybody's in
America.
their business. Now, why is this
They're gonna
FBA
give
man?
up that damn oil, all of it. They gonna run that.
Okay,
Who's
that's
they?
cool. That's cool.
All the
Now, Willie.
citizens out there in Iran, they gonna scramble. They're gonna scramble. They're gonna scramble, and they're gonna do exactly what Uncle Sam says. When Uncle Sam said, "Get that oil for us," they're gonna get that oil for us.
Green light.
TM, people of West Africa and the people, the African Americans,
The man in the high castle.
West Africans and African Americans have been in front of fighting against black oppression. Okay,
I'm really
West
confused.
African and African Americans. No,
They
West
ain't no
African and
damn
African
West
Americans
Africans.
have
You
been.
allow people to call you that. Ain't no damn
brothers,
West Africans.
give us a second. Let us handle
Are you actually
Hold on, real
serious
quick,
or are you
bro.
just trolling?
Real quick.
So you carve up a
This is
continent,
all
you call it
Kwame's
West
fault.
Africa, North Africa, East Africa.
handle it.
Man, you weak.
Al is calling it.
No,
Is calling that
dear.
now.
You gotta
know
be
what he
born
means.
in the 2000s then.
Dear. I don't think I'm honestly, you're not interested in having a decent conversation, are you?
Bro from the continent.
Now I'm always
Respectfully, fall back. We got you. We got you.
Okay.
Fall back. Give us
Thank
a
you.
second.
Okay, go on.
Kwame opened this can of worms, so his bitch ass gotta.
Now I'm a closer. I'm a closer right now. Now what I'm confused about, FBA is always whining about Africans and Caribbeans and their business. Oh, bro, come on. FBA is
Shout out to
always
Robert
whining.
Mugabe, the
Hold
last
on, let the
real
brother
one.
finish, bro. Go ahead, Kwame.
FBA is always whining about Africans and Caribbeans and their business. Yet this nigga seen the title of the video
Oi.
had nothing to do with FBA. Had nothing.
You know that's against the law.
Oh shit.
Hold on,
Jagoon,
Dan's gonna have to let this one go.
Jagoon, chill.
You got to let this one go.
What chill? I haven't spoken hardly. You guys are talking shit.
Nah, you right,
And then-
Jagoon. Chill.
What,
Just let
what?
us have this FBA
What do you mean let us,
conversation.
bruv?
Bring
There's
it
a
back to
way.
the continent,
There's a
Jagoon,
conduct
please,
of
brother.
speech. There's a
Brother,
conduct
as
of
my
speech.
comrade.
Shout
There's
out
a
to
conduct
Papa
of speech
Ozane.
on this program.
Shout out to Papa
Jagoon, I'm asking
Ozane.
you as a comrade, stand
Fucking
down for a
idiot.
second, Jagoon. Then you
You
got
shut up.
Now
Nobody's
Don't blame
after
him.
that.
Dynas show.
Don't blame him. It's
Two
struggling with
Dynas is
dementia. It's
sleeping.
struggling with dementia.
Now
He's struggling with dementia.
Dynas has shows
Yeah,
about
you wish
FBA.
I was.
This show had nothing to do with FBA.
Mardi Gras on y'all
Nothing to do with
motherfuckers.
America. But this goofy found his way to get up on the panel and put his nose into African and Pan-African business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if he's a hypocrite or he just a dummy to get up here and talk about what are the
or an
solutions
agent.
or agent to
Or
get
maybe-
up here
Or
and
maybe
I'm
tell
all of
Tariq
that.
Nasheed
I'm
sent
all
him.
of that. The man in the high
Tariq
castle.
Nasheed
All
sent
of
him to
that.
spy on us.
Panel killer.
to get up here to give black people the solutions for Africa. All FBA claims that
Y'all not black.
bro,
Y'all not black.
let me land my plane. This goofy got up here to give solutions for Africa. I thought FBA
You don't even love Africa. I love
bro,
America. You hate Africa.
Bro, let me
Hey,
land my
can
plane.
you let him go and respond to him?
Look at this
Respond to him.
conversation,
Let
man.
him finish.
Just check it out.
Nah,
This
this
is
goofy.
ridiculous.
Say you love Africa.
Dennis, take this
goofy.
thing.
I love
Say
Africa.
you love Africa.
I
I
love
love Africa. I love
Yeah,
Africa.
I love America. See how easy that was?
I love
Y'all second guessing.
Africa.
But wait,
I
It's
love
second
Africa.
nature for me to say I love America.
Jagoon, please
I love
let
America
us handle
too.
this.
I love
Please,
America too.
Jagoon. Please. I love
Now
America
what?
too. Because I'm an African
I love
American.
America
Right.
too. What?
Right.
Now
what?
this goofy got up here to give solutions for Africa when I thought they delineated from the rest of the black race.
Correct.
Why don't you
say I love my lineage and
why-
I'm gonna
why-
build from home?
God,
Okay,
Go ahead,
build,
say it
bro.
with me. I love my lineage.
So
I'm
why are
gonna
you
build from
here
home.
is the question.
Y'all scary Africans won't say that part.
Say what?
I love my lineage and I'm gonna build from home.
I love my lineage and I'm gonna build from home. And in me building from home, there is opportunity for me to build with where my lineage comes from. Right?
Y'all rest of y'all Africans won't say that stuff.
No,
Bro, why are you concerned?
Kwame say that every day of the week.
Yeah, so why are you
That's why
concerned
we
about
here.
Africa if you delineate it?
Right.
If y'all have great self-esteem, I won't
Why-
have to be dealing with y'all, hearing y'all.
Why do you want solutions for Africa if you're worried about America?
Correct.
Here's 20 racks right here, y'all. All right, buy your family some rice. All right,
That
here you
means
go.
nothing.
Send it to Dynas.
Some
Send
words
it
of
to
wisdom.
Dynas.
Send it to Dynas. Right.
Send it to Dynas.
So in the
Build
meantime, you
from your
sounding
home.
goofy.
Please,
Love
The
your
point
women,
is-
love your
the
children
point
from
is-
home. Quit
hold
fleeing
on.
from them.
A matter of fact,
To
Dynas
this
need a super chat.
domestic FBA conversation, me and Kwame's point is we still see ourselves attached to our people because we know our history, right?
What's your
So
history?
the question is, why are you getting involved? Like, we're going so far as to say the only thing that's gonna save the continent is me and Kwame coming back and helping to
And when you do, don't come
Africa
back
in
to
a better
America,
way. Hold on.
because you fled.
Hold on. Me and Kwame are saying the
Go free.
solution might be for us to go back
They don't
home.
need your help.
No,
They
they
need
do.
to help themselves.
So, bro,
But that's an African
how come they have
conversation. That's not your
thousands of
conversation.
white American going to? How come we're not stopping them? Thousands
They
of
need
white
to do
Americans
what Robert
live in Africa.
Mugabe did.
Bro, answer the question. You
They need to
can't
do
stop
what
them,
Robert
bro.
Mugabe did, obviously.
Why are
Right.
white America in Africa? They all over Africa. Why is that?
They colonizing y'all once more, recolonizing y'all
Oh hell!
once
So
more.
then, you come get some of the colonization. Then you come do it.
I don't want to colonize y'all.
Then shut the fuck up.
Right.
I'm right here. I'm taking care of
Hey,
FBA.
hey, guys, we gotta close out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe.
Thank you.
We'll be back by tomorrow.
Don't let this dude back on again, Dynas. Don't let him back.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria. With Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.